Force will be with you always.
This mix is biohacked.
Your heart and make it breathe again.
We're on TV, just like in Pokemon. You'd be a Pika girl in the Poke world. Yes, life would be so fun. I'd be a trainer boy and I would make a choice to go and search for you. I'd throw my Pokeball and I would catch them all. You'd be my Pikachu. You're my Pika girl in the Poke world. Oh, I want the chip that but you want my heart. Pika girl in the Poke world. And now that I got you, we're getting apart. Pokeball in my life, so who can for you? You're my Pika girl in the Poke world. Just like a Pokemon.
Master PC, Mac, iOS und Android. Bei Bedarf können noch weitere Abos mit größerer Spieleauswahl abgeschlossen werden. Klötzchen Racer. Die Lego Group und 2K Games haben den Funracer Lego 2K Drive angekündigt. Erwartungsgemäß wird es möglich sein, seine eigenen Vehikel aus über 1000 einzigartigen Lego-Steinen zusammenzubauen. Erscheinen wird der Titel am 19. Mai. Frieden auf diversen Schlachtfeldern. EA gibt bekannt, dass die Battlefield-Teile 1943, Bad Company und Bad Company 2 ab dem 28. April aus digitalen Shops verschwinden werden. Die Serverabschaltung soll am 8. Dezember erfolgen. Damit hätten wir es mal wieder geschafft. Ich verabschiede mich und sage bis nächste Woche. Ciao!
Tschüss, Kogi. Bevor wir jetzt aber an die Mods abgeben, wagen wir noch einen kleinen Abstecher in die Geisterbahn, weil VR und Horror bekanntermaßen ein Perfect Match ist, konnten wir es uns nicht nehmen lassen und haben die größten Schisser der Redaktion, The Dark Pictures Switchback VR, durchleiden. Ich meine natürlich zocken lassen. Was kann da schon schiefgehen? Oder Alex? Fällt euch spontan etwas Schöneres ein als eine Fahrt in einer etwas unheimlichen, aber auch tödlichen Achterbahn?
Wieso können solche Spiele nicht einfach im Sonnenschein spielen? Oh nein. Oh Gott, ist das unangenehm!
Nein? Dann haltet euch gut fest, wenn The Dark Pictures Switchback VR diesen Ritt dank Virtual Reality fast zur Realität werden lässt. Chris, Alex und Kuro haben sich völlig freiwillig für euch reingewagt, damit ihr es nicht müsst.
Ah, oh Gottes Willen.
Aber wie genau sind wir eigentlich in diesem höllischen Fahrgeschäft gelandet? Gute Frage, denn zu Beginn werden wir zwar in ein Zugunglück verwickelt, doch leider erzählt sich die restliche Geschichte dann hauptsächlich in Zwischensequenzen. Die einzig deutliche Verbindung zwischen Story und Ballerei ist, dass wir im Spielverlauf manchmal auf andere Zugpassagiere treffen, die gewaltig in der Scheiße stecken und uns um Hilfe anflehen. Wir können daraufhin den Ausgang der Geschichte beeinflussen, indem wir die armen Seelen befreien, sie einfach ihrem Schicksal überlassen oder sie höchstpersönlich ins Jenseits befördern. Spielerisch tritt Switchback VR klar in die Fußstapfen von Rush of Blood, dem VR-Rollercoaster-Ableger von Until Dawn. Da ist es wenig überraschend, dass sich Studio Supermassive Games bei den Spielmechaniken an seinem vorherigen Projekt bedient hat. Ihr müsst per Kopfbewegung ausweichen, wie wild auf alles ballern und werdet euch dabei wahrscheinlich einige Male vor plötzlich auftauchenden Fratzen erschrecken. Von bahnbrechenden Neuerungen kann hier also kaum die Rede sein. Aber trotz der Ähnlichkeiten ging uns eine Sache dann doch ziemlich schnell auf die Nerven: das Gunplay. Das Schießen hat in etwa so viel Wumms wie eine Nerf-Gun mit Ladehemmung. Die Uzi hat die Wucht von einem rostigen Wasserhahn und die Schrotflinte ist nach einem Schuss auch schon wieder futsch. Spaß kommt da nie wirklich auf. Nur der Revolver hat ein bisschen Power. Schade nur, dass an den Waffen auch das Nachladen nervt. Denn entweder macht ihr das über eine der Tasten, die man im Eifer des VR-Gefechts meistens verfehlt, oder aber ihr schüttelt, weil wir alle wissen, dass Schusswaffen wie Rasseln funktionieren. Und dann dauert das auch noch so verdammt lange.
Wieso ist Nachladen so schwer in diesem Spiel? Mann, ich schüttel doch! Alter, es ist so scheiße mit diesem Nachladen, ey. Oh, Nachladen ist so lächerlich dumm in diesem Spiel.
Wenn wir nicht gerade mit Schütteln beschäftigt sind, können wir uns zumindest an der schicken Grafik erfreuen. PlayStation VR 2 sei Dank. Schiffsüberreste, Wälder und Ortschaften, durch die wir in unserem Achterbahnwagen tuckern, sehen hinter all dem Nebel echt verdammt gut aus. Die düstere Atmosphäre und einige inszenatorische Kniffe sorgen für echte Schreckensmomente. Wenn die Taschenlampe plötzlich ausgeht und unsere Waffen verschwinden, bleibt nur die Hoffnung, dass wir uns das Ding vor uns bloß eingebildet haben. Abgerundet wird die stimmungsvolle Atmosphäre durch den tollen Einsatz des Eye-Trackings. Jede Augenbewegung wird vom Spiel registriert und ausgenutzt, um beispielsweise Kreaturen außerhalb unseres Sichtfelds erscheinen zu lassen. Und dann sind da noch diese unheimlichen Schaufensterpuppen, die bei jedem Blinzeln immer näher kommen und... Warte, sind es gerade mehr geworden?
Oh, ich mag das nicht.
Ein bisschen schade ist aber, dass die ganze aufgebaute Stimmung viel zu oft von Monsterhorden kaputt gemacht wird. An die gewöhnt man sich nämlich leider viel zu schnell, als dass sie wirklich bedrohlich sein könnten. Da wird die Gruselgeisterbahn viel zu schnell zu einem stinknormalen Schießstand. Ja, Switchback VR hat's uns nicht so leicht gemacht. Grundsätzlich können die Atmosphäre und durchdachte Einfälle wie die Eye-Tracking-Jumpscares punkten, aber am Ende der Rail-Shooter-Achterbahn waren wir trotzdem ernüchtert. Gerade in Sachen Gameplay schießt das Spiel einfach zu oft daneben und die Geschichte läuft zu sehr nebenher, um wirklich mitzureißen. Und besonders VR-Neulinge sollten sich gut anschnallen, denn die vielen oft rasanten Bewegungen können Motion Sickness und damit Übelkeit auslösen. Aber trotz der ganzen Aufs und Abs hatten wir auch schöne Momente. Nicht wahr, Kuro?
Ich möchte das nie wieder machen.
Als nächstes kommt ein kleines Experiment von uns, das die Naturgesetze dieser Sendung erschüttern könnte.
Jahrelang war es Stand der Wissenschaft, dass es pro Game-2-Beitrag nur ein Spiel geben kann.
Ausnahmen wie unter dem Radar bestätigen die Regel.
Doch diese Theorie wurde selten einer fachgerechten Bestandsprüfung unterzogen.
Der Versuchsaufbau nun also. Was passiert, wenn wir 2 Beta-Versionen bevorstehender Multiplayer-Titel in einen Beitrag packen?
Eine explosive Mischung? Popum. Oder doch eher ein Rohrkrepierer?
Finden wir es heraus.
Ich sag Rohrkrepierer.
Im hart umkämpften Genre der First-Person-Shooter aus der Masse zu stechen, ist gar nicht mal so einfach. Oder könnt ihr euch noch an Ubisofts Battle Royale-Versuch Hyperscale erinnern? Wenn ihr jetzt sagt, ja klar, Mensch Ingo, Hyperscale, ich kenne mich doch mit Videospielen aus, haha, dann muss ich euch an dieser Stelle leider sagen, das Spiel heißt Hyperscape und niemand erinnert sich mehr an Hyperscape. Um für Aufmerksamkeit zu sorgen, reicht es nicht mehr einfach nur ein populäres Spielprinzip zu kopieren, man sollte schon etwas Neues parat haben. Deswegen ging in den letzten Wochen im Netz auch The Finals ein bisschen durch die Decke. Denn der Multiplayer-Shooter, der federführend von Leuten entwickelt wird, die zuvor an der Battlefield-Reihe gearbeitet haben, wagt etwas Neues.
Neu ist immer besser.
Wobei das eindrucksvollste Feature von The Finals gar nicht mal so neu ist. Die Arenen lassen sich komplett in Schutt und Asche legen. Dabei sprengt ihr nicht einfach nur ein kleines Loch in eine Häuserwand, sondern reißt gleich das komplette Gebäude ab. Also ja, man spürt die Battlefield-Vergangenheit. Von der virtuellen Abrissbirne einmal abgesehen, fühlt sich The Finals in der Closed Beta auch spielerisch frisch an. Woran das liegt? Zum einen am Spielmodus, der in dieser Testphase spielbar war. Statt sich schnöde im Team gegeneinander Blei an den Kopf zu ballern oder um den Besitz bestimmter Örtlichkeiten zu kämpfen, jagen hier 4 Dreierteams in Arenen Cashboxen hinterher. Diese wollen gesichert und transportiert an speziellen Stationen eingelöst werden, was allerdings nicht von jetzt auf gleich geht. Diese Cash-Out-Stationen müssen deshalb gut bewacht werden, damit das Geld auch auf euer Konto gehen kann. Schließlich wollt ihr nicht, dass euch ein Team vorher aus den Latschen haut und die Moneten stibitzt. Wer nach Ablauf der Zeit die meiste Kohle auf dem Konto hat, gewinnt.
I say, bring it on.
Dieser Modus ist hochgradig dynamisch und sehr kurzweilig. Ihr seid innerhalb einer Partie gleichermaßen Angreifer wie Verteidiger und viel in Bewegung. Und durch die geräumigen und verschachtelten Areale zu flitzen, macht in The Finals mächtig Laune. Sprungpads und Seilrutschen lassen euch flink über die Karte huschen und je nach Klasse könnt ihr sie sogar selbst platzieren. Dadurch habt ihr nicht nur kreativen Spielraum, sondern könnt auch andere Teams überrumpeln oder euch schnell aus dem Staub machen. Es gibt auch keinen Fallschaden, weshalb ihr beherzt aus höheren Stockwerken hüpfen könnt. Auf spielerischer Ebene lassen sich so schon jetzt einige tolle Ideen finden, wie die interessanten Gadgets oder die große Bewegungsfreiheit, die gut ineinandergreifen, auch wenn es in der Beta erst einen Modus und 2 Karten zum Austesten gibt. Aber es ist noch längst nicht alles stimmig. Die 3 spielbaren Klassen, die nicht Klassen heißen und eigentlich nur aus verschiedenen Körpertypen bestehen, wirken gegenwärtig etwas unbalanciert. Gerade das Messer der kleinen Klasse ist vielen ein Dorn im Auge, weil es einerseits sehr stark und hinterrücks eingesetzt mit einem Treffer tötet, andererseits die kleinen Charaktere aber auch super schnell sind und sich zeitweise unsichtbar machen können. Warum wir nur vor dem Start eines Matches die Klasse anpassen dürfen, verstehen wir auch nicht. Es ist also nicht wie in jedem anderen Multiplayer-Shooter möglich, mitten im Match eure Figur anzupassen. Wenn ihr also merkt, dass ihr mit eurer gewählten Ausrüstung gar nicht klarkommt, dann habt ihr in dieser Partie einfach Pech gehabt.
Reißen wir die Zähne zusammen. Gehen wir das mit einer positiven Einstellung an.
Eine richtig runde Sache ist The Finals aktuell also noch nicht. Auch der Spielmodus könnte noch ein bisschen Feinschliff gebrauchen. Zum Beispiel beim Timing der Wiedereinstiege. Oder dass der Countdown, wenn man die Kontrolle einer feindlichen Cash-Out-Station stiehlt, zumindest in die Verlängerung gehen kann, damit man auch in der letzten Sekunde noch eine Chance hat, die Beute auf sein eigenes Konto eingelöst zu bekommen. Außerdem gibt es noch Bugs und Abstürze. Aber hey, es ist eine Beta, damit ist zu rechnen. Und in der Testphase gab es schon Balance-Updates, Patches und Hotfixes. Das Fundament ist auf jeden Fall da und macht einen soliden Eindruck. Hoffentlich machen sie es nicht kaputt. Wenn man sich das katastrophale Warcraft 3 Reforged oder das glanzlose Overwatch 2 anschaut und sich an die zahlreichen Meldungen zu der desaströsen Arbeitskultur erinnert, dann hat sich Activision Blizzard in den letzten Jahren wahrlich nicht mit Ruhm bekleckert. Genau deshalb wird Diablo 4 größtenteils zwar mit hohen Erwartungen, aber auch mit viel Vorsicht entgegengeschaut. Eine der großen Prestigereihen des vermeintlichen Kultstudios bekommt nach 11 Jahren eine richtige Fortsetzung. Das Action-Rollenspiel ist einer der letzten großen Hoffnungsträger der Blizzard-Fans. Aber es ist sicherlich auch kein leichtes Unterfangen, bei so einer populären Reihe sowohl die eingefleischten Superfans zufriedenzustellen, als auch Neulinge, die vorher keine Berührungspunkte mit der Reihe hatten. Ist das überhaupt möglich? Praktisch, dass wir mit Game Director Joe Shelley und Diablo General Manager Rod Ferguson quatschen konnten. Hat das erste Beta-Wochenende diesbezüglich neue Erkenntnisse geliefert?
We were able to get lots of really valuable feedback, especially from new players. Diablo 4 is a game that we want someone who's never played a Diablo game before to be able to come in and have a great time.
Was beim Spielen der Beta zuallererst auffällt, der Look ist nicht mehr so quietschbunt wie bei Diablo 3, sondern erinnert mehr an Teil 2. Nur halt technisch zeitgemäß. Ein besonderes Lob verdient schon jetzt die Präsentation. Die Zwischensequenzen sind aufwendig inszeniert und nehmen sich Zeit, die Geschichte voranzutreiben. Und fast jede Unterhaltung ist vertont.
Cast out thine darkness, for only light must remain.
Aber es gibt ja auch Leute, die, wenn sie Diablo spielen, auf die Handlung pfeifen und lieber komplett ins Gameplay abtauchen wollen. Wie schafft man da einen eleganten Spagat?
There's a lot of people see Diablo as a systems game. It's a game where you're playing for hundreds of hours after you play the campaign, but we really look at the story as a fundamental part of the game.
Having a compelling story is a terrific way to get new players into the game and excited about the game. And of course, once you have developed your character and you have a powerful character, there's so much depth that comes from the endgame systems. We have systems that transform the dungeons into truly replayable spaces and transform the open world into an even more dangerous and replayable space as well.
Gefährlich war es wirklich. Gerade im Alleingang mussten wir mit unserem Barbaren vorsichtig vorgehen, weil der Veteran-Schwierigkeitsgrad kein Spaziergang ist. Aber mit jedem neuen Levelaufstieg und jeder neuen Fähigkeit wird die Schlachtplatte stemmbarer. Der Skilltree wirkt auch nicht so einschüchternd und erschlagend wie in Path of Exile, gibt aber trotzdem das Gefühl, dass verschiedene Spielweisen möglich sind. Wir haben das Beta-Wochenende auf der PlayStation 5 verbracht und mit einem Controller fühlt sich Diablo 4 richtig toll und wuchtig an. Das stumpfe Spielprinzip mag sich in den letzten 25 Jahren nicht großartig geändert haben, aber alter Verwalter ist das auch heute noch herrlich befriedigend, sich durch die Horden zu pflügen. Nur die Menüs sind etwas zu verschachtelt und lassen Komfortfunktionen vermissen. Warum werden Juwelen zum Beispiel ins normale Inventar geworfen und bekommen nicht wie Tränke einen eigenen Reiter? Kloppen und die Fertigkeiten sind natürlich nur die eine Seite der Schwertschneide, Loot ist die andere. Unser Barbar war am Ende des ersten Beta-Wochenendes auf Stufe 25 fast komplett in legendärer Rüstung gekleidet. Da stellt sich natürlich die Frage, wie die Skalierung des Loots über das komplette Spiel aussieht. Wurde für die Beta an den Item-Drop-Reglern gedreht?
Yeah, so we did increase the drop rate of legendary items, which are some of the most powerful items in the game, specifically for the beta, because as I was saying, that this beta test is important for us in terms of improving our server stability and also in terms of evaluating the balance of our game. And we need players to get legendaries to make that happen. But we're also pretty cognizant that the drop rate needs to be very finely tuned.
Nach der Beta-Phase lässt sich zumindest festhalten, dass das Gekloppe in Diablo 4 mächtig Laune macht, aber auf bahnbrechende Innovation verzichtet. Die soll es woanders geben, und zwar in der offenen Welt. Hier schaut sich das Action-Rollenspiel ein paar Elemente aus Service-Games der Marke Destiny ab. Zum Beispiel stolpert ihr in der Wildnis über Ereignisse, an denen ihr und andere Heldinnen und Helden teilnehmen könnt. Dann rauft ihr euch für eine kurze Zeit zusammen und versucht für eine fette Belohnung gemeinsam das jeweilige Ziel zu erreichen. Meistens müsst ihr dafür überleben, Monster verkloppen oder Monster verkloppen und dabei überleben. Ein netter kleiner Kniff, der den Mehrspieler-Aspekt von Diablo 4 stärkt, auch wenn sich die Events recht schnell wiederholen. So oder so entsteht dadurch ein dezentes MMO-Gefühl. Aber wie will das Team bei Blizzard gewährleisten, dass diese neue Gameplay-Facette das klassische Diablo-Gefühl bereichert und nicht in die Quere schießt?
When we set about building an open world for Diablo, we knew that it needed to live up to the experience of Diablo, whether that's in a dungeon or that's in the overworld. And that means density.
When you think about the open world and whether you can play the story in a non-linear way, you can play Act 3 before you play Act 1 as an example. Now you can go explore the world and do dungeons or strongholds, or at any time you're not sort of on this linear path. The choice to play it solo, the choice to play with friends, the choice to play with strangers. So that idea of a shared open world really helps enable all of that freedom of choice that we're giving players in Diablo 4.
Nach dem ersten Beta-Wochenende hinterließ Diablo 4 bei uns einen weitestgehend positiven Eindruck. Trotzdem muss die fertige Version noch einige Fragen beantworten. Wird die offene Welt auch auf lange Sicht genug Abwechslung und interessante Dinge zum Entdecken bieten? Wie facettenreich fällt das Loot-System bis zum Endgame aus? Wie steht es um das Balancing im Allgemeinen? Die Solotouren mit unserem Barbaren waren zwar knackig, im Dreierteam fetzten wir jedoch alles und jeden ohne Mühe aus den Latschen. Wenn Blizzard auf diese Fragen zufriedenstellende Antworten findet, dann wird Diablo 4 ein Höllenritt, auf den man sich freuen kann.
Das war's für diese Woche mit Game 2. So, und jetzt lass schnell weg, ich hab noch einen Termin.
Was? Du hast einen Termin? Wohin? Was machst du?
Der Frühling kommt und Sie wissen ja, was das heißt. Abspecken ist angesagt. Selbst unser Bundestag arbeitet gerade am neuen Beachbody. Die Ampel hat eine Wahlrechtsreform durchgedrückt. Der Bundestag wird endlich kleiner. Ja, ab der nächsten Legislatur, ab der nächsten dürfen noch maximal 630 Abgeordnete rein. Überhang- und Ausgleichsmandate werden abgeschafft. Im Moment haben wir mit 736 noch das größte frei gewählte Parlament der Welt. Das ist zu viel. Das ist viel zu viel. Gastroenterologen sprechen schon vom,
Der Blä-Bundestag.
Blä-Bundestag. Blä-Bundestag.
Aufgeblähte Bundestag.
Blä-Bundestag.
Wie bei einem dicken Kind gilt auch hier, wenn man nichts unternimmt, bläht sich alles immer weiter auf.
Erzähl mehr von zu Hause. Mein Gott. Da empfehlen wir Kinchi-Mea Reichstag Pro mit der natürlichen Kraft der 5%-Hürde. So, was steht drin im neuen Ampelwahlrecht? Die Streichung der sogenannten Grundmandatsklausel. Sie besagt, wer unter 5% bleibt, aber mindestens 3 Direktmandate holt, kommt trotzdem mit Fraktion in den Bundestag. So wie zuletzt die Linken. Das wäre dann jetzt bald vorbei. Deren 4,9% reichen beim nächsten Mal nur noch für einen Platz auf der Parkbank. Entsprechend persönlich nehmen Sie die Sache.
Sie können hier feststellen, dass Sie mit Änderungsantrag, also hier hingerotzt, mal eben kurz 2 Oppositionsparteien aus dem Bundestag politisch eliminieren wollen. Hingerotzt!
Gerotzt! Ja, danach hat er eine E-Gitarre zertrümmert und einer Fledermaus den Kopf abgebissen. Tatsächlich hätte man es auch bei der Obergrenze 630 Abgeordnete belassen können, ohne Last Minute die Grundmandatsklausel zu killen. Vielleicht ein bisschen viel Brechstange. Jetzt fühlt sich die ohnehin angeschlagene Linke natürlich total gelingt. Ist ja klar, das kann man auch nachvollziehen. Im Prinzip ist das Kappungsmodell schon ganz vernünftig, weil im Gegensatz zu einer Zusammenlegung von Wahlkreisen schnell umsetzbar. Trotzdem wird es vorm Reichstag garantiert zu unschönen Szenen kommen, im Grunde wie vom Berghain.
Grüß dich. Nee, heute geschlossene Gesellschaft. Nur für Stammgäste mit mehr als 5%.
Ich komme hier das ganze Jahr rein. Ich kenne Olaf Scholz.
Ja, den kenne ich auch. Mach einen Abflug. Hallo, Frau Weidel. Gut schauen Sie aus.
Finde ich nicht. So ein Eigentor hat sich die Ampel allerdings garantiert geschossen. Wenn die Union in der nächsten Regierung sitzt, dann kommt direkt die nächste Reform, hat Friedrich Merz schon angedroht. Unser Wahlrecht ist nämlich gar nicht im Grundgesetz verankert und das bedeutet, wenn ich mich nicht mit der Opposition auf irgendwas einige, kriege ich alle 4 Jahre was Neues. Idee. Lassen wir die Bürger doch direkt ihr Wahlrecht mitwählen in der Kabine. Ja klar, da kann man dann ganz unten auf dem Stimmzettel ankreuzen, was man am besten findet. Ne? Mehrheitswahlrecht, Verhältniswahlrecht oder Nordkorea. Ne? Ich habe die AGBs gelesen und möchte den Newsletter der Bundesregierung abonnieren. Und rein optional, wer aus der aktuellen Staffel soll Germany's Next Topmodel werden? Ne? Ich bin ja Team Coco, aber das nur am Rande. Zurück zum neuen Wahlrecht, meine Damen und Herren. Über das regt sich neben der Linkspartei vor allem die CSU auf. Alexander Dobrindt ist in der Debatte im Bundestag so abgegangen, die Saaldiener hatten schon das Betäubungsgewehr ausgepackt. Ja. Ne? Ja gut, klar ist die CSU angepisst. Die holen in Bayern traditionell fast alle Direktmandate, mit denen man aber demnächst nicht mehr automatisch dabei ist. Auf der anderen Seite hat die Söder-Gang fast alle Reformvorschläge der letzten Jahre eisern abgeblockt. Jetzt ist natürlich ordentlich Dampf in der Debatte.
Ich wünsche Ihnen politisch alles erdenklich Schlechte. Wir werden uns in Karlsruhe sehen. Es ist an Schäbigkeit nicht zu überbieten.
Arsch hoch, dann kommt ihr auch über die 5%.
Ein großes Schurkenstück. Das wird sich vorhalten lassen, meine Damen und Herren.
Potzblitz, ein Schurkenstück. Das Jugendwort des Jahres 1812. Ich meine, statt rumzuheulen, könnte die CSU doch einfach in ganz Deutschland antreten. Aber nein, Sie spielen lieber weiter die beleidigte Söderwurst. Ja, ist ja so. Ne? Ja, Sie wollen die Vorteile einer Regionalpartei und trotzdem den garantierten Stammplatz im Bundestag. Dietmar Wischmeier meint, selbst wenn das jetzt ein Abschied wird für Linke und CSU, daraus kann so viel Neues entstehen.
Goodbye, Partei, goodbye. Goodbye, auf Wiedersehen.
Ja, es war kein feiner Zug von der Ampel im Handstreich den kleinen Parteien die Direktmandate als sichere Eintrittskarte zu entziehen. Also außer der FDP, die hat gar keine, als einzige Partei im Bundestag. Ich sage, Kopf hoch, CSU und Linke. Wenn ihr euch zusammentut, reicht das locker für 5%. Nennt euch einfach, weiß ich nicht, bayerisch-kommunistische Alternative oder CSU, die christlich-sozialistische Untergrundbewegung. Mit dem neuen Spitzenduo Schee Söder und Zenzi Wagenknecht. Und dann fordert ihr Sachen wie eine Pkw-Maut, aber nur für reiche Ausländer oder so. Sagt gemeinsam angreifen, statt jammern.
Es geht der Ampel nicht um eine Verkleinerung des Bundestages, sondern eine Schwächung der Opposition und eine Schwächung Bayerns.
Die Ampel schwächt Bayern, klar. Was das Ansehen des Freistaats schwächt, ist buchstäblich alles, was Markus Söder postet. Sich selbst als Oberförster verkleidet zum Beispiel. Oder sein zutiefst verstörender Adventspullover, der hat zu mehr Kirchenaustritten geführt als Kardinal Wölki. Auch die Linke behauptet, das Wahlrecht sei nur dazu da, ihr den Todesstoß zu versetzen. Lächerlich. Als bräuchte die Linke Hilfe von außen. Der legt sie sich doch gerade selbst. Die sadistische Wagenknecht plant weiter ihre eigene Bewegung und dominiert trotzdem den alten Laden.
Ja, ich darf Sie ganz herzlich begrüßen.
Bernd, das ist die Pressekonferenz der Fraktion. Also ich begrüße Sie auch ganz herzlich.
Fresse, Bernd, das ist meine Show. Königin Sarah mit erschütternden Fehlstunden im Bundestag und gleichzeitig Nebeneinkünften von einer Dreiviertelmillion in den letzten 2 Jahren. Sie setzt halt andere Prioritäten, vor allem Talkshow-Auftritte, und den Rest der Zeit kümmert sie sich um die Abgehängten der Gesellschaft. Vor allem um Ältere, die von der SPD vergessen wurden. Aber ist das neue Wahlrecht wirklich eine gute Idee? Hätte schon beim letzten Mal gegolten, die CSU-Landesgruppe wäre nur 11 Mandate kleiner. Dafür das Theater? Kennt man wenigstens einen von den 11, die dann raus wären? Ich nehme alles zurück. Die Reform ist super. Gute Nacht allerseits.
Goodbye, Partei, goodbye. Goodbye, auf Wiedersehen.
Komm, wir müssen Strom sparen. Mach die Kamera aus, Jürgen. Heute machen wir ASMR. Pissnelke, Arschkrampe, Firlefanz. Abonniert den Kanal für die nächsten Schimpfwörter. Sonst setzt es was!
Probably because you skipped it. They did this really weird thing in at the end of episode 2, where Nemu comes in dressed like a scientist, and one of the girls in like a virtual reality, like got a VR headset,
right?
And it kind of frames the entire thing as like an experiment.
Right.
So maybe all this thing is just happening in his mind. Maybe all this
VR.
thing is a VR experiment.
Does that make it less fucked up, or is it still fucked up? Because they still animated it.
Okay. It's still fucked up
It's still
because
fucked
you know why? Do you know why? Because like they frame episode 6. They frame the entire episode as a good ending.
Which is
a
weird.
wholesome ending. And do you know what the fucking good ending is? He has 2 children with his daughter. That is the good ending.
Yeah.
That is the vanilla ending. That is the vanilla ending of Euphoria. And I don't know if that's. If that's vanilla, what the hell is the bad ending? Is what I want to know.
It felt like a hentai plot written by a 4chaner, and it somehow just got like approved. Like that's what it felt like. Like it felt like a rookie. I don't know. Maybe it's good because when I was looking on YouTube, I was like, I need someone to explain this. Somebody had like a 45-minute video being like, why Euphoria is actually a masterpiece.
Yeah, like it wasn't.
And I was like, fuck off.
It wasn't. I didn't even count it as like the good ending. It's just the lesser bad ending.
Yeah.
Right. Or I guess the true ending. I don't know.
I'll say the episode that pissed me off the most. Episode 5, which you kind of skimmed through.
Yeah. Well, I saw the ending of that, and I was like, what?
Yeah. So episode 5 genuinely. This is why it's the end. Like this is why it's the end of April of like hentai, because this dude is literally Shinji. Okay, this dude is literally Shinji. So what happens is like in episode 5, they reveal, I guess, who the main mastermind of the games are.
Yeah.
And so she comes out, she reveals herself, and she's like,
because they escape.
Yeah, because
they somehow one of the tiles is loose, and there's an underground tunnel. They get out, and they get into a school. And then she reveals herself.
She reveals herself, and she's like, I'll give you the option. You either kill me or kill Nemu, who is the main girl of that show, or all of the other girls die, and I'm going to continue killing people until you choose to either kill me or kill that girl.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't want to.
And it's the childhood friend, right?
Yeah. It's the childhood
main
friend.
character.
It's the childhood friend.
It's the girl in episode 2.
So you could either kill a murderer or somebody who's not a murderer.
Yeah. And it was literally just the fucking Shinji get in the robot moment of just like, just do it.
I'm like,
fucking do it.
The choice is so obvious no matter who you ask.
Yeah.
And he just happens to pick the worst choice.
He picks the worst choice of doing nothing. And then what happens is that she proceeds to take out his 3 of the other girls, and she just decapitates them.
Yeah.
In front of him. And then he's still like, no, I'm not going to do it. No, I'm not going to do it.
You're still my childhood friend.
We've been good friends. This is not the girl you are. I know you're better than
fix you.
and then they proceed to do the human centipede thing. And then the worst part is he fucking ejaculates during the human centipede moment. That was a missed. That was a moment that I had blacked out from my memory.
And then after that, the girl drugs the main guy and Nemu.
Yeah.
With some kind of like sex crazed drug or something.
Yeah.
And then at the end of it all, he just snaps her neck. Mid-sex, and I'm like,
I didn't see
dude,
this part.
every option you have done this entire way has just gotten worse and worse and worse.
There was one scene I was confused by where, like, I think she shot Nemu with an imaginary gun or something, and she just dies.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. The teacher.
Yeah. They're trying to escape.
Yeah.
She pulls out a gun, like a finger gun. They're like, haha. And then it cuts to another shot of her holding a gun. You're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
That's all a simulation.
That's
right?
why I was like, this is some virtual reality shit going on, man. I was waiting for that big plot twist drop, and then it just never happened.
No, they gave us the plot twist drop, but they just didn't explain the twist.
Yeah. I think the reason why this got so popular is because back in the day, this was just at the time one of the most messed up hentai that was available, and also really one thing is that, you know, we are shitting on the story, but they actually had they put a lot of thought into this story.
It was
shit. Didn't go in the right place.
It was shit, but
the effort was there. The execution was not.
I remember the first. Do you know my first experience with Euphoria? It wasn't even like I didn't start with episode 1. It was actually episode 3, and I remember like looking at the art style. I was like, oh, this looks pretty good. All right. Let's see what this is about. Clicks an episode of this video, which turns out to be episode 3 of Euphoria. I got clickbaited by the fucking thumbnail. I was like, oh, okay, let's see what this is about. The first scene is a girl getting decapitated, and I have never, my penis has never gone flaccid so fast. Holy shit,
dude! You just got LimeWire.
Yeah, I did.
It just starts with "I've not had sex."
And that was my very first experience with Euphoria. So,
I'm so
like
sorry.
that was like, so after that, I wasn't even in the mood anymore. But I needed to Google what the fuck this was, and that's how I discovered.
And still talked about to this day, man.
And it is still talked about to this day as one of the most infamous visual novels and anime to be made. The thing I will say is that I feel like now the visual novel is still like way worse.
Yeah.
So I feel like they glossed over some of the most messed up scenes from the visual novel.
I'm good.
Like the human toilet. And
because there are multiple human toilets.
Yeah,
I'm good. I'm gonna skip the visual novel.
Don't bother. Don't bother.
Yeah, don't.
This is the one time where I'm jealous you don't like visual novels. I'm like, you know what? If I hated it just as much as you, I probably would have.
Where do you even get this visual novel? Like, I assume Steam isn't selling it.
It's like, yo, there was an 80% off on Euphoria, dog.
Yeah, like I assume it's not like readily available. How did you even get this?
Oh, it's legally available.
What?
Yeah, I think Sydney owns an official copy, and I think you can download it legally as well if you're interested. Just watch Sydney's video of Euphoria.
Oh my goodness.
There's a lot of websites that sell like even really old like erogaze and visual novels that are properly licensed by the creators, but it's all just like digitally. That's how I got my hands on most of them. So I paid for mine, and that's what I got. So
yeah. Did you know what I've realized after watching all of these?
I can't drag off anymore.
Apart from that, yes.
What?
I just like I want an actual protagonist that is like, every protagonist that in these hentais are like the biggest betas of all time, the biggest herbivores.
Can't we just have like Johnny Sins just star in one of these hentai?
Yeah.
I want a Chad who is likable.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like,
because every Chad in hentai is just the NTR.
The most detestable human.
Yeah, the NTR guy.
Yeah.
Like, the only hentai I can think of that's... I mean, I don't know if I'd call him a Chad, but at least he's, like, at least mildly charming, is Rance.
Oh, yeah. Rance is the closest we'll get to a protagonist where I'm like,
yeah,
you know what?
He's an ass. He's still an asshole.
You're an asshole, but
you know what?
God damn, you're a lovable asshole.
Yeah. But yeah, that was a journey. We spent an entire day watching 7 hentai that we definitely do not recommend anyone.
Yes,
should
and
watch
if the curiosity gets the best of you with anything that we say in this video, we hold zero responsibility. That is up to you to decide. We told you to not watch it, and you didn't listen to us.
There is one thing I will say though, because we're probably going to title this, watching like the most cursed hentai or something like that. I know there is always going to be that one comment that is just like, that's not, you guys are weak for being fucked, for thinking that's fucked up. That's not cursed.
Yeah.
I'll show you something cursed, and I'm like, I've seen this kind of comment so many times, and I'm like, what game are you trying to win here?
Yeah, what are you proud of?
That's not something to brag about.
Yeah, because like you've seen this like with threads of like fucked up movies or anything, and it gets to the point where like the final stage is just like snuffing or some shit.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I'm like, why do you want to be emotionally distant to some of these things? You know,
just don't watch it.
I'm glad that I'm disturbed by some of the things we watch, because that means that I'm probably still sane in the head.
Yeah, like why are you trying to get bragging rights to something that just is gonna result in you having no friends?
Because like the final level of this is just something so messed up, and so fucked up that you're probably gonna have to call the police. You know, there is no winning to this game. So I was gonna say that before we get that comment, I guarantee someone was gonna type that out. We thought that these were all very cursed. And
These are
fucked
gross.
up.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend watching any of these.
Yeah.
We just tortured each other for some reason.
Yeah.
So we hate
That's
each
all
other.
we do on Trash
But we
Days.
hope it was entertaining for you
Yeah.
guys.
But hey, look at all these patrons though.
Yeah.
You guys, fortunately or unfortunately, got to watch this episode uncensored with the clips we talked about.
Yeah.
And if you know what, if you're curious, instead of going out to watch these shows, why not support the boys in the meantime by
Yeah.
going over to our Patreon, patreon.com/trashtaste. You can get access to the uncensored version of this episode and supporting us in the process. Support, pay for our mental health.
Thank you to the patrons for funding our therapists.
Yes.
That's all I can say.
But hey,
Like
if
a
you
cool
enjoyed
shout.
it, again, go to our Patreon. Also, follow us on the subreddit. Send us your memes on the Twitter. And if you have us on Spotify, I need to lie down after this one.
I need to lie down
Yeah.
as well.
All right. See you guys next week.
Bye.
Wenn ihr euch erneut in meine Angelegenheiten einmischt, wird euer Tod lang und abscheulich sein.
Americans out there, maybe some Americans. Remember when we did a tour?
I do.
We did a tour all across America last year, and a lot of you guys, especially outside of America, were like, damn it, I wish I could have seen it too. I wish I was in America. Hell, there might have been some Americans who missed out on it. Well, lucky you, we are releasing one of our shows just for you.
Yes, we are releasing one of our shows for early access for a limited time only.
And if you did want to grab some of the merch that we sold on tour, that is all going to be available for a very limited time with 1 or 2 new pieces.
This is your last chance to get tour merch, guys.
So if you'd like to check it out, because again, it is limited access, so get in quick. Click the link down in the description below to get your tickets now.
It's only available for a limited time, so don't waste it.
They get you to go on your knees, and then you have to make baby noises.
I worked at a club here for a while.
It's allowed on YouTube. I watched a star dressed up as Violet from Violet Evergarden get DP'd.
That's a thing. You just pay. What?
Welcome back to another episode of Trash Taste. I'm here with the boys as usual, Gant and Joey, and today joining us is Saikuno. Welcome.
Yes, welcome.
Was I not? I look.
No, you're gonna have to get close to the mic as well. This mic is a sensitive boy.
Oh,
We're gonna
right.
eat it.
I have one of these. It's
So, like, do you want to? We get this like comment all the time, just in case. Do you want to explain who you are, what you do, kind of like what you're known for?
Self-intro.
Yeah, self-intro. Go for
Oh
it.
man, what am I know? I play video games. A
Who
lot.
doesn't?
Yeah.
That's most of it.
Yeah. I mean, you just kind of explained every Twitch stream out there, right?
Yeah, that's most. Well, not all of them. A lot of them don't play video games.
I try to play some, but I don't play a lot of them.
Variety streamer of the year.
This is probably age poor.
Are you coming to the awards?
I am, yeah. I'll be there. Well, this episode will be out way after this is all happening.
Oh, okay.
But I am going, so hopefully.
Hopefully it's not poorly aged. Wait.
This is going to be poorly
You should
aged.
do your victory speech now.
No.
Imagine how cool that would be. Do the victory speech now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exact same as you would do it if you had just won. And then when you actually do it in real life, they'll be like, "Oh my!"
I'm not
he was
gonna
ready.
win. There's no shot I'm gonna win.
Well, why
I think he
don't
already
we
started
cover
the
all
speech.
bases then? Do a victory speech, and then immediately afterwards do a speech of like, you know what, I didn't win, but
Yeah.
And the editor will cut the one that's correct.
The editor will put the wrong one.
Exactly, and it'll be even funnier.
I don't know. I don't think about a speech. I don't want a speech.
No,
I don't think I'll win.
for you though.
You could just build words in and just be like, thanks.
Yeah. Well, hopefully the one vote is the Cheeto in the door. It's like that.
I actually didn't like lock click the vote.
Oh.
But I pulled it up on stream and went through it and said this is who I would vote for. And then I didn't.
Why didn't you lock it in?
Well, I'm on incognito. The votes are connected to your Google account.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I'm on incognito because I don't want to leak something.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I would vote for this guy, and then I didn't lock.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
So yeah, you didn't even get the one vote. But you'll still win. You don't need it. It's because you don't need
Hey
it.
man, every vote counts, man.
I can't
it
wait for
could.
the results to come out, and
He lost by one vote.
C-Dog lost by one vote, everyone. It was tied.
That would be absolutely terrible.
I was just happy to be nominated. I didn't expect that, so I was pretty happy with that.
But
So-
you're here for the Anime Awards, right? Because you're presenting an award at the Anime Awards.
Crunchyroll Anime Awards.
How did it go? 'Cause it's happened. It came out. It went great, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to cover all bases?
Yeah,
with
yeah,
this
actually,
one?
let's run through the whole thing.
Yeah.
Let's just do.
I looked at my script. I don't even know what I'm saying.
Do you know what award you're presenting? Which will be out by the time this is already out. So
I think I'm presenting the last one. I don't know.
Anime of the year? Oh,
I don't know if that's. I actually don't know the exact one. They told me it was the last one. I think.
Okay.
This will be really awkward if it's not the last one. Cut this out if it's not the last one. But that's what they told me. But plans change. So.
Are you a big anime fan in general?
I think I might have watched more anime than you actually. But
Oh,
is that a challenge?
This year, probably. But I don't know about overall.
I will say I talked to him about One Piece.
Okay.
And he hasn't seen much One Piece.
It's super long. You could watch like 100 anime in the time you could watch
To be
One
fair,
Piece.
Sykuna's ahead in One Piece more than I am. So,
Okay.
he's like,
You're the anime man.
he can compete with Gon.
Oh right, you're the anime guy.
Yeah,
That's
it.
literally your. That's your
me.
thing.
That's
the
literally
anime
me.
guy.
Yeah. Not anymore though. Not anymore.
Oh, not a. Not what? Oh right, Connor was telling me this podcast doesn't talk about anime.
We don't.
Yeah, I'm glad you're on here because the only time we actually talk about anime is when we have guests on, as an excuse to talk about anime.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you generally unfamiliar with the podcast? Have you ever seen any of this?
I've seen like. I've never seen a full episode.
I mean, that's a lot.
But I've
That's
seen
a
like
lot.
clips from.
I mean, it's long. I get it.
We talk about poop a lot. And,
Why's that?
just a guy thing. Yeah.
Because everyone likes man. You don't poop?
Well, I just don't talk about. Is this a guy thing?
I thought it was a guy thing.
You ever thought you want to like figure out if the way you do it is different? Like if you do sun.
You know what I do like a lot? The toilets with the button. I've never seen it until I came to Japan. They have the button that opens, like lifts up the seat for you.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna go back and just not be used to it. Because like now I go to the bathroom and I'm like boop and it just opens and then you can close it before you flush, which I'm too lazy to do back at home.
There's also the ones where if you in some fancy hotels in Japan, you open the bathroom door.
And
it
Oh wait, that does that too. It's a little creepy actually.
Yeah,
It feels like
yeah.
the toilet's trying to speak to me. But
Yeah.
It's like, come on in.
Yeah, there's a few things that are automatic here in Japan that I've gotten used to. Like taxi doors here close automatically. Like, the taxi driver will close the door for you.
even the regular, like, there's the ones that slide, right?
Yeah.
That makes sense to me. I got in, I think on the way here, I got my camera.
Right.
That was also automatic.
Yeah.
I didn't know Camrys even had that option. Is that like custom made for Japan?
I think it's a custom thing, yeah. Because you can see like the hydraulic thing.
Yeah, my
pushing it.
sister drives a Camry, and that was not an option when she bought it. So I don't think that's
Next time your sister picks you up, you're just going to be standing in front of the door. It's like,
yeah,
is it going to open or?
Yeah, I'm like, yours doesn't open.
Like every time I go back to the US and the UK, I always have this one awkward taxi ride. The first time I come back from Japan, I walk out the taxi and I just walk away and I don't shut the door.
Yeah.
And they have to like call me back, being like,
Guys like, what are
sir, excuse me, can you shut the door, please? I was like, oh yes, I'm back. I'm back in my home country now.
Yeah. Living in the 20th century.
Yeah, but you know, some toilets also in fancy ones they'll have the ones that the cover opens, and also the ones where you walk away and it'll flush for you.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that one does that too, but I like the manual control of it.
Yeah.
I push the flush button. I will say there's two. There's one for peeing and one for pooping.
Yeah.
I don't know how to read Japanese, so I've been pushing both at the same time, no matter what I'm doing, and hoping it does the right thing.
Have you
don't know.
encountered a toilet in a bar where it's it's male or female, but it's in kanji? So you
No,
can't.
I have not.
Okay.
I haven't been to any bars or anything. I've just been like. So my day has been wake up.
Yep.
Sneak up to steal some sandwiches from the fridge that Hassan usually buys and leaves in there.
Right.
I hear him streaming, and he usually doesn't notice because he's streaming.
Yeah.
And then I get ready, and then we go IRL stream.
Yeah.
And we're so tired by like 3 p.m. We just go home and sleep, and then I wake up at like 3 a.m. randomly. Try to go back to bed.
Yeah.
Watch some Japanese TikToks, get really weird ads that I think it's because they know I'm in Japan, right?
Yeah.
And the Japanese ads are so strange. I don't know what they're trying to sell me. Like by the end of it, I'm like, I don't know what he was trying to sell me. That guy looked crazy though.
Japanese TikTok is very horny as well.
Oh, it's so horny.
A lot of
I haven't seen that. What do you see on
when I made a new account, the first 10 scrolls were just women dancing.
Yeah.
And I was like, does it just think I'm a
very
male?
scandalously.
Yeah. I was like, does it just saw I was a male and it did this?
It's like, how did it know?
How did it know that that's
now-
exactly what he wanted?
Yeah, how did it know? How did it go? How did it know? Now I think I've tailored it to be a lot of my videos are Vietnamese people arguing with police in Japan. That seems to be a lot of my TikTok videos.
What?
now.
That is so obscure.
Did you get this as well?
No, I know it's a problem, and no, I don't get it, but yeah, apparently it's a thing.
Yeah,
I've never seen
Why
that.
Vietnamese people?
I don't know why. I think the police have like they got something against them.
Are they speaking Japanese to them like when they?
Yeah, but with a very like Vietnamese accent.
Right.
It's very like strong.
I've heard Vietnamese sounds aggressive.
I'm not sure. I don't know exactly.
Well, it's a very tonal language.
Yeah.
Right? So it's
Yeah,
like
I'm
very...
half Vietnamese, so I feel like it's sometimes
really?
very aggressive.
Oh, okay. Can you speak Vietnamese or?
No. My parents.
What was the pause? What was the pause?
You thought about that for a second.
Well, okay, so if you can say some food names like pho, you can't really speak it.
Isn't it pho?
Yes, I was trying to see if anyone corrected me.
Yeah.
I just was curious.
You passed the
I
test.
passed the test.
Yeah.
I got my V card.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess they argue with the police a lot here. I don't know why. But I've
Southeast Asian.
I have a lot. Dude, I'll just be scrolling through it and I'll just be standoff to standoff with them just shouting at each other. I don't know why there's so many.
It's a big problem.
It's a big problem.
It's specifically Vietnamese.
Is it specifically Vietnamese? Okay.
Because they hire a lot of labor from Vietnam.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
There's loads of videos people screaming in apartment complexes at like 2 a.m. Arguing with each other and someone just filming it. It's just really weird suggestions if you can tailor it.
I
Well, you have
not
to
seen
do it.
any of that.
Yeah.
I guess you have to skip past everything that is even remotely like I guess sexy, and then the moment you get to someone fighting, you have to stop and watch it, and then it'll slowly start figuring out what you like.
You're gonna let the
Right,
algorithm know.
Yeah.
So you have two evils: either sexy TikTok or random Vietnamese people arguing with
World
policemen.
Star Japan edition.
I mean, it's interesting because you never get to see this side. Well, at least I don't.
I haven't seen that at all. Everyone seems so polite.
Yeah.
Almost too polite. I went on
Yeah.
the train a few times.
Yeah.
And everyone just does their own thing on their phones.
Yeah.
It's like
no
the
one bothers
quietest
each other.
train ride in the world.
Yeah,
right?
it's a little too quiet. Like, I mean, have you guys been to the Bay? Like, San Francisco has this thing called the BART.
Yeah.
It's not as nice. Definitely not as clean. It smells like pee, and when it rains, it smells like omega pee. And if that's a real thing,
Omega pee.
but like I feel like here it's quiet. Everyone
Yeah.
does their own thing. You can actually sit in the seats, which is nice. So I'm
Well,
like
that
used to
depends on
something
what
else.
train you're taking.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can get a bit too busy where there is nowhere to sit or nowhere to
I
stand.
haven't run into that yet. Maybe I've gone at the
Because you've been going at non-peak times.
Yeah.
You also mentioned this was your first time ever outside of the US.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
Damn.
It was crazy. It's definitely crazy. It's been a long journey.
How was your first, I guess, international flight?
It was
it's like-
delayed by like 9 hours, which was absolutely terrible. I think we got here like 4 or 5 a.m.
Jesus.
So that was crazy.
How's the airport experience coming into a new country?
It was pretty okay. I mean,
I
we
mean,
showed
I
up
feel
at a
like
weird
you,
time.
yeah, I feel like you got the best though, because like Japanese immigration is like,
Yeah,
it's
they kinda
barely
just let us
immigration.
through. I was
Yeah.
like slightly worried, and then like a lot of it's electronic. It's
Yeah.
really nice.
Yeah.
We filled out this thing on the phone, and then
Yeah.
you just scan your code, and then you just
You're done.
get in. and
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
You got the nice version. Like during last year, especially, we had like 10 steps we needed to go before we could even like
Probably
get on
'cause
the
of,
plane.
like COVID.
Yeah, COVID. Yeah, and the regulations were so much more strict than going to every other country. So you actually got in at a nice time.
I've heard that.
Every time you have to come back into the country, you have to fill out this form to prove you have a vaccine passport. But I don't understand why I have to do it every single time. Like I've already proved it like multiple times. Why am I still?
That's what I don't understand.
Why do I still have to resubmit it every single time I leave
it's
the
like
country?
I'm not gonna like unvaccine.
Yeah,
myself,
like,
you
I'm
know,
gonna suck it up. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, you know what I mean?
Like sucking the snake bit.
Yeah,
Just like, get it out of me.
I don't get it. Why can I not just show the same thing every time? Or like,
what I don't understand, right, is like is especially if if it's someone who's been traveling in and out of Japan a lot, right? Like you have the travel records on your passport.
Yeah.
So you can just be like, well, I
Put a
managed.
little sticker.
Yeah. So it's like
exactly.
I got back into Japan after I traveled overseas. So obviously I have the vaccine passport. So why can't you just look at that? And they're like, oh, but we can't confirm it. I'm like, there's a literal physical stamp on my passport that confirms it.
All right, so you've been around Japan for like a few days now. You
days.
said you've tried the different sandwiches that Hassan's bought. Have you tried a lot more combini food as well?
So we were talking about this last night a
Yeah.
little bit. You told us that the one we liked the most was the worst.
Okay,
one.
what do you think is the best food? Go on, say it. I want you to say it.
Like in the like just in like the type of food or like the.
Sure. In terms of like,
I like the
convenience.
sandwiches a lot.
Okay.
Especially because you can just save them. Like, I
Oh,
feel
yeah,
like you
yeah,
just
yeah.
can throw them in the fridge and they're still good.
Yeah.
And they're so inexpensive. Everything here is crazily inexpensive. I feel like, I think most of the sandwiches, including conversion, is like $2 or something.
Yeah.
Which is
less than I
like,
think.
yeah, like you can't get anything for that's not even a McChicken. And McChickens aren't that good. I'm never getting sponsored by it. Cut that out. They're pretty good, but they're like where I live, it's like still like $3 or so.
Have you? Because have you always been on like West Coast America? Like
I pretty much lived in California like my whole life.
So you've been used to high prices your entire life.
Yeah.
Do you not miss the crust of your sandwiches?
Not really.
Fuck, I miss the crusts.
Yeah.
Connor doesn't like the bread.
What? I like the bread.
Oh,
wait.
I remember you mentioned it wasn't like.
Japanese bread sucks compared to like European bread. It's so bad. But then below Japanese bread is American bread, which is like the worst.
What exactly is American bread?
Yo, Wonder Bread is awesome.
Is that what American bread?
Yeah, that's American bread.
I've actually never had that before. So.
What?
I don't know.
How have I had it?
Does anyone go to the store and buy Wonder Bread? Is that?
Well, I mean, the fact that they're still selling it, I assume so.
Yeah. But like
Somebody
just the
probably
general
does.
on-the-shelf bread that you get in America is pretty bad.
Yeah, like the supermarket kind of bread.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I
was denn
was
das für eine
staying
Kreatur?
in Wisconsin for like 2
Sie
months or
darf
something.
nicht an die Oberfläche
I remember
gelangen.
buying a loaf
Vernichtet
of
sie.
bread there. And in England, I'm used to you buy a loaf of bread and you either finish it in a week, and if it's
A
not
week? That's too long.
Yeah, I was like, you either finish it in
That's
a
the
week.
absolute max.
Yeah, that's like
pushing
the
it.
max, right? You have to finish it within a week, or you're gonna get mold in it. And I remember I'd forgotten I'd bought this bread, and I looked at it 2 weeks later, clean, nothing. And Sydney was like, "Oh yeah, that's still like totally fine. Don't worry about it. Totally fine. It's like 3 weeks to a month or something, and you can still eat it." I'm like,
the fuck?
Insane. Meanwhile, in Japan, it's like you buy a loaf of bread, it's like eat it within the next 20 minutes, or it's gonna go bad.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
that's true actually.
Yeah.
It reminds me of a charity. We did a charity stream. We were doing a week-long charity event. One of them was where we could buy a lot of stuff from small businesses, and
Right.
shout out to small business if it's good.
Right.
There's one where it was jam. Eat jam with bread, right?
Right.
We had bread that was, I think, a month past the best by date, and we just ate it anyway.
Oh my god.
This is pretty fine because you're in America, right? So it's pretty
We
chill.
didn't get sick, so.
It's all that benzaldehyde in that shit.
Have you seen that video where it's some guy took an extended shot of McDonald's and he left it out, and then the fries were just like indestructible.
Oh, yeah, they were
a year
immune.
later.
Yeah, they were just immune.
Yeah, they just like a year later they looked exactly the same. And I'm like, I had a feeling something like this would happen, but seeing it just right in front of my face,
Yeah, it's probably because of all the oil they use. It's just like mummified the fries.
Yeah,
Like, there's got to be some more than oil. There's
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
a little more than oil, sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. Oil alone can't do that.
Yeah,
That's
I would imagine,
immortality.
Otherwise,
Scary.
we just like soak ourselves in McDonald's oil and just find the secret to immortality.
Anti-aging. Just McDonald's oil.
The ancient Egyptians could have learned from McDonald's or something.
Yeah, it's just like there's people in Japan that just live to like 110 or something.
Yeah.
You're like, what's your secret? And it's just
It's like I stay up late to get the oil from
yeah,
McDonald's.
I eat McDonald's every day of my life. That's my secret.
Jesus.
That could be it, maybe.
Yeah. What's like so since this is your first time out of the US, what's been your first experiences of just like another culture?
It's cleaner and safer is the craziest thing.
Yeah.
Like there's like they just leave their bikes around.
Yeah.
Free bikes. It's crazy
Yeah.
because in LA, right? If you leave your bike, even if you lock it, like you can lock your bike to a post.
Right.
And if it's not a good enough lock, or even if it is, and it's a nice bike, it'll be gone in like 5 minutes usually.
London's kind of the same.
Yeah.
I know that you always walk past bikes where the chain is still on, but both wheels are gone.
Yeah.
Oh, that happens often, yeah.
And it's like, God damn.
I think though, in the case with Japan, the reason why, I mean, it's mostly also just the fact that people just aren't willing to steal shit in general. But I think in case with bikes, the reason why people aren't just going around breaking locks is because like most people have their own bikes.
And also, a lot of the bikes are very
People steal
inexpensive.
it to sell it, I think, in the States.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
They steal, if you see $1,000 bike just sitting there, that's a free $1,000.
Okay, never mind.
And,
I can't defend it.
But also
Yeah,
in
they
Japan, like a lot
don't
of the
even lock it.
yeah, a lot of
It's
the
just
bikes
there.
are like $100.
Yeah,
They're very
yeah.
cheap
If
bikes.
that.
And it's like, is it really worth potentially going to prison for stealing a tire from a $100 bike?
Yeah.
I think. I mean, I have an expensive bike, and I've left it
Wait,
locked.
will the
places.
police actually try and hunt someone down here? Like, 'Cause I feel like in the States, you can get robbed, call the police, and they'll be like, we'll think about helping you at some point.
It has to be really
Depending on-
valuable, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, even if it's really valuable, I'm not. I don't know if we should talk. Some of our friends' cars got stolen.
Oh yeah, well I saw the Ludwig's one got stolen.
Ludwig's got stolen.
And then
Mitz got stolen too. I don't think the police did much for
yeah,
it.
Ludwig on his video said that he called the police and they were like, "Oh no, that department isn't working."
Yeah, they just don't care. You can literally. I think Miss Car's. He has a pretty expensive car. I don't know the exact price.
Yeah, right.
They just don't care. They'll be like, "Oh, your car's stolen. We'll think about it," and they'll just hang up or something.
Well, didn't he have to track it himself or something? Because I saw he
Yeah,
put out
he
a
ended
tweet
up
being
just-
like,
yeah.
if anyone has seen this car,
Yeah.
please, please let us know. Don't let the police know. Just let us know.
So what had happened, from what I heard, was he actually found the car himself.
Yeah.
And instead of just trying to steal it back, he was like, "I'm gonna call the police and they'll handle it."
Yeah.
So he called the police and was like, "Hey, my car was stolen. I guess I found it. Can you help me get it back?" And they just never showed up, I guess, and he just took it back himself. Is the story I heard. So I was like, yeah, I feel like, I don't know, if you told me they would try and catch a guy for stealing a bike, I'd be like, nah, there's no way, right?
But
There's no way.
but if you think about it, is it considered stealing if you're just taking back something that someone stole from you?
Oh no, I meant like the
guy who stole it.
I guess it's also dangerous as well.
Yeah.
In the US, bro, I'm not. Guys want to steal a car. Bro, who knows what other crimes we want to commit?
Yeah.
I don't know. In Japan, a lot of the
they don't have guns here.
there's no guns. Yeah. Well, then you can get guns, but you have to. It's like hunting guns. And you go through an extremely long process. And it's like
You gotta get a license for it.
it takes a while, but I mean, I mean, the police in Japan don't have a lot going on, and they have a lot of police. A lot for like how much they need to do. Because the government likes giving jobs to people, and so they're just like, you just become a policeman. So they have like tiers of policemen on like how useful they are.
Yeah.
That whole thing though about like the department being unavailable is wild.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Could you
that
imagine
it
if you
happens.
like broke your arm and you like called up a hospital and you're like, "Oh, sorry, the doctor's just not in today."
Well, I think
It's
it's
just like,
specifically
"Oh,
police, right? I think
Yeah.
because the police are like, it's not. I know, like during the pandemic, they were like, if the item stolen is below this amount, the police won't show up.
Yeah.
Like if it was under $1,000, the police won't show up.
That's crazy.
Because it's not worth the time to send the police.
It's like the opposite in Japan, where police look for any excuse to do something, even if it's like the most minor misdemeanor or something like that. They'll like the entire army will show
Well,
up.
even
as
if
well.
it's
They
like-
spawn. They spawn like in Cyberpunk.
my God,
The
the-
cop, like if you're
Yeah,
doing
Max
something,
Tack or something?
yeah. Like if you were like you're having a bad interaction with a cop, within 5 minutes there'll be 20 more. To tell.
Okay.
It's like, you trip over the wrong guy and then you immediately get 5 stars in GTA.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it is. Yeah, I remember one time Connor like pressed the wrong button on his intercom, which he didn't know at the time was a security button that you press in case something was happening.
I was worried you pressed it when you guys were messing with the AC at your Airbnb.
Oh wait, yeah, there was a button where I was trying to turn the lights on and off, and like all the buttons are labeled. Some of them actually have English. A lot of them just have like the letter, or I don't know what it's called, like something.
Kanji.
Characters.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know what this means. Trying to figure out which one turns on which light, and I'm like, oh, this one doesn't do anything. I pushed it a few times, and I'm like, maybe I should stop pushing it. No police showed up. Still don't know what the button does, but it did something.
Yeah, I remember we were around Connor's place the other day, and I think he had a few people over, and Rob CD was there.
Yeah.
And Connor and someone called the intercom, and Connor was like, "Oh, can someone like get that, please?" And Rob presses a button, and he was like, "I don't know what button I just pressed." He takes his finger off, and we realize it's the security button.
Yeah.
And we were like, Connor, get here now. Otherwise, 10 policemen are about to come here.
my God.
And then they
They'll think you're breaking in. They'll be like,
exactly.
well, they call you back and they're like, was that an accident? And you're like, yes. They're like, okay.
Yeah.
Say it as panicked as possible. You're like, yes, yes, it was an accident.
Most apartments have this, and you pay monthly for it. You don't even get a choice. Like, I can't be like, no, I don't want it. Like they force you to pay for it.
Right.
And yeah, but essentially it's like a private army that will show up.
Yeah. Sekomo, I think it's called.
Yeah. They're like it's like one company that runs it
Yeah.
all in Japan.
Security company.
Oh, is it a private company?
It's private.
Private
Yeah.
company.
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah, and they're scary. I pressed it also my first few weeks in Japan. I pressed it at someone else's house, and
oh my! Now I'm just gonna be afraid to push any button.
okay. So
if I go to anyone's house, I'll be like, "Could you turn the lights
okay.
off?" I don't want to.
So here's the trick. It'll be red. no other button should be red. And if it is, they're absolutely trolling you, and it's not your fault.
Oh, like the huge button itself.
No, the kanji will be red. Everything else should be black or another color, but the kanji one will be red.
Yeah.
And it's normally like it should be pretty small, but for some reason in this apartment it was huge, and it was dead center, and so the thing started ringing and they weren't there, and I pressed it, and then I think they called them, but they missed it, and I was just waiting for them to come back, and I'm just chilling in their living room.
That's scary.
And then I start seeing like flashing lights outside. I thought, oh, well, some idiot. It's got a police call on.
Yeah.
The idiot was you.
And then my friend came back and they got a phone call and they were like, why do I have 8 missed calls? I was like, I don't know, man. I was watching like Japanese Master Chef or something.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I'm playing TFT. I'm playing TFT. And then they get another call and they start freaking out. And I'm like, wow, what's wrong? And they look out the window. And they're like, oh my God. I'm like, what? And they're like,
8 police cars.
They're like, yeah, all these police cars are here for us. And I was like, what?
Oh, God.
Why? It's like,
because none of the calls are picked up. They're like, this guy's being
yeah,
killed.
because no one had picked up the calls. So if you do press it, not the end of the world. Just make sure whoever's there answers the thing.
Yeah.
And explains. And then like a whole dude, it was like a comedy skit. Slowly, they knock on the door and open it up, and slowly opening up this door, and this tiny Japanese like apartment foyer area where like, because like the room between apartments is tiny.
Yeah.
You open it up and there's like 8 dudes in full like SWAT armor.
Oh God.
Who are just there, and then there's just like in like a like a movie. There's this tiny dude comes around the corner, like 4 foot, whips out a notebook, and is like, well.
Oh God.
What we got here then, huh? Gaijin, I see.
Oh no.
Foreigner, huh? Don't need his details.
Yeah.
Grilled me, took all my information, asked me about all my employment and everything for like an hour, and then they finally left me alone. Even though my friend was like, no, just chill. And I was like, what the fuck?
That does not sound
So that's where I learned the kanji for, I don't know what it means, but I know not to press that kanji.
Don't press.
What's the kanji say?
I don't know. It depends.
It's the same kanji everywhere.
Kinkyu, maybe, which is like emergency.
Yeah, it might be kinkyu.
Yeah.
I know what it looks like. If you tell me, I'm like, don't press that kanji.
So I just won't turn any lights on in anyone's house.
Just be careful what you're-
Usually the light switches are like white.
Yeah, it's
I
on
at
the
least get it
intercom.
back.
Yeah, don't touch the intercom.
I won't touch anything.
Don't touch the intercom ever.
I'll be like, is this the one? Could you turn the light on, please? I need to go to the bath. I think when I first walked in, I didn't turn the light on. That was on purpose.
Right.
I'm just kidding. I couldn't find the light switch. If it was outside, I'm used to the light switch being in the
bathroom.
Isn't that kind of a weird? What if I'm in the bathroom up there, and you're just like, I'm gonna play a prank on this guy, and you just turn the light
That's
on?
fun.
Oh,
Hotel
yeah.
rules.
Well, I can't see anything. I'll be like,
well, you gotta poop in the dark.
You know what else is crazy? I've got carpet in my bathroom, in the place we're staying. I've got carpet in the toilet.
I'm
Just
not a
like-
fan of that.
just
Oh, I
me
don't like
neither.
that.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm like, what if I miss? Not that I'm going to, but if I did.
I'm a sit pisser, so
Are you-
yeah.
do you guys sit when you're?
Every now and then.
The bidets are so warm.
Oh, they are warm. They are
Yeah.
warm.
And I get to
Also,
like,
it's my job to clean the toilet in my house, and I don't want to do the work.
Oh.
So-
I only have to
That
clean
makes
it if it's my toilet. So me and Cindy have both our own toilets.
Oh.
then to my
I guess we just have cleaners come every once in a while.
LA lifestyle, man.
oh, Ambo Sakuno is one of us.
Yeah.
He was one of the real
It
ones.
helps. I mean, it's,
I thought you were relatable, bro.
Yeah. Streamers
Yeah.
be like, yeah, because like, I've heard about stream houses sometimes just being an absolute fucking mess. Just
Oh, they
because
definitely
you guys
can
are
be.
live like most hours of the day.
I
so-
do think the standards have gone up.
Really?
So I haven't
In what
streamed
way?
super long, but a lot of my friends have been streaming for a long time.
Okay.
They'd have those gamer houses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were really, really dank, not in a good way.
Yeah.
I feel like the standard's gone up these days.
Okay. People actually taking care of themselves.
Most
Streamers discovered
nearly, I think every single quote-unquote streamer house has been the most excessive thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I do think it partially just because streamers make more money than before, maybe, and they
Yeah.
can afford cleaners. I don't
Yeah.
think they're necessarily a cleaner themselves, but they can
Yeah.
afford someone to help them with it.
Yeah. And I think like security over there needs to be so much tighter as well.
Oh, yeah.
Because I guess like we don't have any fear of being not doxxed, but at least like swatted or shit like that, you know?
That would probably be more difficult too.
Yeah,
How the fuck are you gonna tell the Japanese police to come to my house? Or something? You know what I mean? It's like, all right, good luck.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're like, this is the address, and they look at the address and it's like, oh fuck, that's
So
way
this
too
is a
long.
challenge. Anybody who knows.
No, this is not a challenge. But it's a nice layer of added security on top of it, where you're like, all right, you gotta first of all you gotta translate this address into Japanese, and then you gotta say it, and then you gotta hope they take.
Convince the Japanese.
Yeah, then you gotta convince them, which they don't do shit.
Well, it's another thing about like a lot of Americans friends I have talked about having their car broken into, and I don't know if you guys have ever
That
had
happens a lot. Yeah.
That's such a weird thing to me because I've never had, even in England, like my car getting broken into.
No.
Maybe, yeah, have you?
No, never.
Yeah, I just like when I went to America to meet my cousin, she was like, make sure there is nothing on the back seats, like no phones.
Yeah, don't show off anything nice.
Yeah.
You got a nice bag, don't put it there.
Yeah.
You gotta put it in the trunk maybe. Even when you're just parking at the grocery store or something. That's always something I would even also recommend. Just don't leave anything expensive out.
Yeah.
Because people will definitely just smack the window, grab it, and leave.
Yeah, that Mark Rober video.
I had a friend who was living in San Francisco. And,
Oh, that's like the capital of car.
yeah,
that
and
happens quite
she told me one day, I just went to go to work, and I got to my car, and there was just a guy in there, and there was just a guy sleeping in there. And
Sleeping in there?
Yeah, sleeping in a car.
That's crazier than I've heard of. Robbed, I would have easily believed. That's crazy.
Maybe he like tried to like hotwire the car, and he's just like, this isn't working. I'll figure it out later.
Yeah, it's absolutely like different kind of environment for me.
Yeah.
Jeez.
What do you think of Japanese food so far? Because you must get it quite a lot in California already, right? How does it compare?
Really, really good here, and it's much less expensive. I think so. There's a Japanese curry place I like in California, and I think for the curry, like literally just the plate of curry with meats, like regular plates,
Yeah.
it's like $20-something.
What?
It's pretty expensive, but I like it, and there aren't that many of them, so I'm like,
Yeah.
I get it sometimes. And then here we went to a place that was literally better, and I think it was $7.
Is it Kokoichi?
Kokoichi?
Yeah. Oh no, it was a different one. I don't even know the name of it actually.
Go curry?
It was just like a small one.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
If it's just a local one, yeah.
Yeah,
Those are the
and it
best
was
ones.
much better. It's $7, and they do like you choose your size. It's the same price no matter what, which is
Oh,
crazy.
let me guess what that store. Yeah, I'm thinking of Kokoichi.
Yeah,
where you
yeah.
Pay a little extra for some things.
Yeah, there are some things where when they say choose your size, most of the time it's just the amount of rice that you have. But if you have like katsu or some other toppings on it, then that comes like extra.
Kokoichi's
But
so
even
good.
then, it's like not that much.
Yeah.
Compared to
Yeah.
$20.
I think
it's a lot nicer.
Yeah, curry is just like the cheap food here. You know, it's
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's
like
super
one
easy
of
to
my
mass-produce.
favorite foods, though.
Oh, really?
Like,
Japanese curry specifically?
Japanese curry specifically.
I think Indian curry is way better.
I think Indian curry is really good too.
It depends on the mood.
Better.
It depends on the mood. Like, just in general. Yeah, because like I love both, but like it's I have the cravings for like Japanese curry sometimes because it is different, right? And it's like not to say one is better than the other, but like
it's the safe. It's the safe option, you know. It's the most inoffensive curry you could have out of all like the world curries.
It's like if you took Indian curry, like how do we make less flavor and less harsh, and then you have Japanese
It's a
curry.
little more like acceptable for a light palate, even though it's like compared to other foods, it's still heavy. But compared to other curries, I mean, I'm gonna be patriotic for a second. Thai curry, fucking.
Oh wait, yeah, Thai curry is one of the best too.
Thai curry.
I feel like I just like any kind of curry.
Yeah,
Who doesn't like curry? It's so good.
It's pretty hard to, it's pretty hard to have a bad curry.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, in the UK, curry is the national dish. Did you know that?
Is that?
Legit.
I've never had UK. Is it called UK curry? Is that?
It's the national dish of UK is actually chicken tikka masala. I don't know if you've had that before.
I have, but how did that?
Because it's not from India.
It's from Scotland.
Yeah, it's from Scotland.
What?
Yeah, it's chicken tikka.
I've only had it at Indian places.
Yeah, it's like a Western kind of thing, but it was made by like some people in Scotland.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's like the equivalent of.
I didn't know that.
It's like the equivalent
Am I
of
being
calling.
gaslit or?
No,
I'm
'Cause
serious.
I can't tell if you all were like, we're gonna trick him into.
Genuinely, no.
He's gonna go to someone and be like, "Do you know chicken tikka masala is from Scotland?" And someone's gonna think I'm
It is.
absolutely
In
insane.
fact, I'm 100% sure it is.
Yeah, no, it's
it's definitely not Indian.
it's like the equivalent of calling, sweet and sour chicken or orange chicken Chinese food, right? Because
Right.
it is kind of based on Chinese Cantonese dishes, but it was, that part of like, that specific dish was invented in, I believe, America or definitely some Western
Yeah, I think
countries.
so, yeah.
Yeah, so you can't get it in most, if you go to China, you can't get it in most Chinese places. They'll be
Not
like, what the
know
hell's sweet
Yeah?
and sour chicken?
Is from
Alright,
Scotland?
nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
most like
Just
if
can't
you go
believe
to a pub, most of them will be cut. We'll
Yeah.
serve it if you
So
want.
if I want to get the best chicken tikka masala, I got to go to Scotland.
No.
If you want to get
That's
the
that's
best,
what I thought you were about to say.
No. I'm just saying, like,
we.
it's just like, it's weird how I think curry is, regardless of where you are in the world, everyone fucking loves just soup and meat kind of combined with starch.
Yeah, with a little bit of either potato or rice.
Yeah, some kind of starch to go with
That's
it. It's
probably
just
one
great.
of my favorite things. Yeah.
Well,
It's
it's
great.
like, I don't think like on the tier of like, Indian curries, chicken tikka masala is like, bottom tier for me.
Yeah.
There are better curries you can get.
You got to try Hokkaido soup curry. That's the shit.
So actually, how are you with spicy food?
I like spicy food.
Okay, but
I knew God.
okay,
He is Thai, I've
as a
heard.
Thai person, I've met enough people that are just like, I like spicy food, and then I always have to ask, like, how spicy can you go? I'm trying. This, like, okay, is there?
Have you
like
done the hot ones challenge?
Okay, hot ones challenge. That's a good barometer.
Have you had any of those hot sauces?
I think I've had some of them.
Okay.
And I think there's one called the Bomb or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was like the max level that I wasn't just absolutely suffering on. And I think it was the third hottest in the set. We bought like a box.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
think
that's
it was
pretty
the
good
third
then.
hottest,
That's
and
pretty
was
good,
the
yeah.
absolute max, but I still would go less than that if I wanted to be happy.
Okay.
Right.
But that was the max where I'm like,
All right.
I just wouldn't eat it unless I'm like doing some kind of challenge or
Yeah.
getting paid.
That's the Vietnamese blood in you, man.
Yeah, man.
It's in your bloodline.
Yeah, so
Yeah, but
okay
like,
with it.
if you can handle like spicy food, Hokkaido soup curry, they just like load this shit up with spices, and sometimes you can get it like really, really spicy, a little bit milder as well if you can't, if you can't handle that.
Even mild, it's fucking awesome. It's
Yeah.
so good.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just curry, but soup.
Yeah.
Curry,
And then you
I
kinda
do
like dip it.
curry udon that's sort of like a little.
But it's similar consistency. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you like udon?
Yeah. Is udon bad?
I like udon.
They like udon. I don't. I think udon's too thick. Ramen's way better, I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
Connor doesn't like it thick.
Don't like it thick.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Have you had any ramen or any other kinds of noodles aside from udon?
We actually, okay, this is absolutely wild, but so the first foods you think of when going to Japan,
Yeah.
at least for me, is probably like curry, ramen, and sushi.
Sushi.
Yeah.
Yep.
We haven't had any sushi because Hassan just doesn't eat seafood.
Yep.
We're going to try and go at some point.
All right.
We also haven't gone to any ramen places because usually when it sounds like you'll go like later at night or something or
Yeah.
whatever. And we've been so tired that we just haven't done it. So we've been here for only for a few days, right? But we
Yeah.
just haven't done like 2 of the 3 things. I feel like they're the instant things you think of when you go.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah, I mean, in terms of sushi, I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I don't think sushi is like, people have this idea that they go to Japan, they go to a local sushi place, and it's just gonna be like godlike, like nothing they've ever tasted before. But I think you get a little bit of an improvement, but not as much as a lot of people think you get.
I think it depends on the price point, right? Like in terms of like just like regular conveyor belt sushi, like I say there's like a slight increase, like you're
Yeah.
talking about, but like if you want like the shit that will change your life, then you need to be paying like egregious amounts of money for it.
I mean, it's expensive.
Yeah, and even then, it's like if you're not that well versed in sushi, you're probably not going to taste the difference.
Yeah, I have not had like life-changing sushi, even at some like really, really expensive, like like posh sushi chains.
Right.
There's a slight increase, but in my mind, there's only so many ways you can. There's only so many ways you can present fish. You can use fish, wasabi, rice, and vinegar, right? And you can play around with the ratio, but there's only so much you can do to get that as good as it can possibly.
Sushi chefs be crying, right?
Yeah.
Your work is fucking meaningless. Quit.
It's like, I trained a decade for this shit.
7 generations of sushi chefs. And this guy on his podcast just says it's not worth it.
Sushiro's better, dog.
Bro,
Sushi chefs are quaking.
And I say this as someone who fucking loves sushi. The thing I love about Japanese sushi is that you can get fucking amazing sushi for a good price. If you want to get sushi outside of Japan, you have to pay like a fucking.
Well, yeah, that's where I think Japan sushi's at its best. Is that it's not that like somehow the fish is magically better.
Yeah.
I just think that at an affordable price point, that's much higher quality than what you would get. Like, because in the UK, you go to the supermarket and get a sushi tray.
Yeah.
And it was like you'd bite into the prawn or the shrimp and it would like bounce back. Like your teeth wouldn't bounce into
There'd
it.
be like that aftertaste sometimes.
Yeah. And salmon would be tough.
Yeah.
And you're like, damn, here it's like, it doesn't matter where I get salmon. It's like, it's always good. Yeah. Even though it's not even from Japan.
Yeah, and I guess if you compare it to like a lot of like American restaurants where you can get sushi there, it's like I think the biggest benefit is that you pay less for more fish. Right, so it's like the cuts are bigger, and also it's like fresher, I guess, if you can like taste the difference. But like I think that's like the biggest selling point. It's like, oh, I get this much fish for like half the price that I can get in the US. Okay, that's pretty life changing.
I feel like everything has just been less expensive. Like clothing,
especially compared to
Yeah.
California.
Oh, you're from California,
California is like the most expensive place on earth. After,
Might
like,
be in the wrong
Switzerland.
place, but yeah, it's like what's it called? Yeah, the food is cheaper, the clothing even is cheap. I think March bought a jacket,
right?
Pretty nice jacket, and it was like, I think it was like almost 30% off basically, just because of the conversion rate.
Right.
Which is crazy. I was like, I can't believe. I feel like I should buy everything I can. Everything's basically on sale, just purely because it's.
The conversion rate is like really, really bad for Japan right now, which is great if you're coming to visit as a foreigner, because everything's on discount, like 30% or something like that. Like
it's 0.7 for every like around 0.7. I mean, it changes.
Yeah, it used to be a lot more, but since Japan closed off its country for so long, the kind of the conversion rate just.
Oh, that's why foreigners love Japan, right? It makes them feel way more richer.
It used to be closer, a lot closer. It used to be like 100 yen was really a dollar. And it was way easier to convert stuff. But now it's like,
They use a lot of cash.
they do, yeah.
And my wallet doesn't have a coin.
Oh, I have a coin purse.
I just don't know what to do with the coins. I've been giving all my coins to March because I'm like, I don't know what I can't just keep all these coins in my pocket. So I'm like, here's all the coins. Use them somewhere because I don't know how to hold all these coins. The craziest thing is when you have like a certain amount of coins, and I guess there's 100 coins.
Right.
You give them the coin, you're like, finally, I'm getting rid of these coins. They give you your change, and you get more coins back. And I'm like, I'm trying to get rid of the coins, but now I got 4 coins from my 100 coin. And it's crazy because you can buy stuff for less than $1. I feel like in the US, it's like you can't buy anything for $1.
Yeah.
And then you go to the you go to the $1 store, and they have things that cost more than $1. It's crazy. Went to the $1 store, and I was like, oh, this looks nice. It's like $12. I was like, why is it called the $1 store?
I will say there's nothing more satisfying than paying for, like, you go to a konbini and you pay for the amount that you buy for the exact change. And just getting rid of all that change. I remember, like, when I first moved to Japan, I was super, like, worried and anxious about, like, holding up the line and just, like, getting the perfect change. But like, after a year of living here, I'm like, no. You can wait. I'm going to get rid of all of the coins I have. I've literally, like, min-maxed the amount of change I get, so I get like the least amount of change every time I go to the konbini.
I also like that there's a $5 coin. I think it's nice. I don't want $1 bills. That's so much effort. And $5 bills. It's nice to have all the bills be like high denominations. It's just nice. I like that. And the coin feels powerful.
Yeah, sure.
Today's episode is sponsored by Honey, the easy way to save when shopping on your iPhone or computer. Guys, let's be honest, we all shop online, and is there a better feeling than finding a great deal to save you money when you're shopping online? What about when you find a deal you didn't know existed? That's like finding an extra $5 in your pocket that you forgot you put in there. Well, thanks to Honey, you can do that, because manually searching for coupon codes is a thing of the past. Honey is the free shopping tool that scours the internet for the best promo codes and applies it to your cart automatically. Alright, I'm going to tell you how it works, alright? Imagine you're shopping at your favorite site. Do it. Close your eyes right now. Imagine it. When you're at the checkouts, the Honey button will appear, and all you have to do is click Apply Coupons. Wait a few seconds, and Honey will find the best coupons it can find for that site. And if Honey finds a working coupon, you'll watch as the prices drop. As you can see, I'm in my Thailand office right now, and I've had to reset up my office with all new equipment. And Honey saved me $30 on the new lights I had to buy for this office. Honey doesn't just work on desktop, it works on iPhone too. Just activate it on Safari on your phone and save on the go. If you don't already have Honey, you could be straight up missing out on savings. And by getting it, you'll be doing yourself a favor and supporting the show as well. So, what are you waiting for? Get PayPal Honey free at joinhoney.com/trashtaste. That's joinhoney.com/trashtaste. Thank you very much to Honey for sponsoring this episode. back to the video.
I'm curious because I only know you from streaming. When did you start streaming, and what were you doing before streaming? 'Cause I don't know.
So I started streaming just about 3 years ago. Been a pretty quick.
It's only been 3 years. I feel like you've been on the platform forever.
I'm like one of the newer streamers, I guess. But I just got lucky, I guess. Did pretty well in the short time. Like, because all my friends, right? Like, I think Leslie just hit her 8-year streaming thing. I think Lily hit like 10 or 11 years or something. Like everyone's been doing stuff for a long time. I've been streaming for 3 years, basically right before COVID.
What were you doing before streaming?
Before that, I was a software developer. So I
hell yeah!
Pretty much had a regular job and everything.
Right.
I went back to school to try and get a better job because it was hard to get promoted.
Right.
Tech industry is usually you never get promoted. You have to apply to a different company.
Right.
And if you apply with a better degree, you'll get a better job. Doesn't matter what you're doing.
Right. So did you grow up in LA? Or
grew up in LA, went to the Bay Area for school, worked in the Bay Area, and went to school.
Right.
And then this is kind of weird, but I'm not good at like making friends kind of thing. So what I used to do was I would leave streams on because it felt like people were talking to me. It's really cringe. It's really cringe. But
so that's endearing.
Basically, I would just go to work or I would just go to school, come home, and just play League of Legends. That's what I did back then. And then I started streaming because I watched a lot of streams.
Right.
Because it just felt like you had someone else talking to you when you came home. Because it was like school. I would talk to classmates, but it's not like we were friends that would hang out.
Yeah. I get that.
And then you come home and there's just no one to talk to. Completely quiet, kind of weird.
Right.
So I'd leave streams on in the background to just have some noise of someone talking.
Yeah.
And then I started streaming to like kind of do the reverse, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll make some friends.
Yeah.
And I made tons of friends. So that worked pretty well. Like you.
You sound so confident.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so I've played with Connor.
Yeah, we played a few games before.
Yeah. And then I don't think we've ever played, but I've met you a couple times.
Yeah.
And I said hi to you.
Yep.
And that's
we had like a 2-second interaction.
Yeah.
So
what do you think is like the best game to make friends with?
Definitely not Among Us.
That's how you lose friendships.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah. But I'm not actually sure. Like probably a teamwork maybe.
Right.
But I think the biggest thing is when you play multiple different games.
Yeah.
Right.
Like when it's just someone you just ask to play a random game.
Yeah, I agree.
What was the game for you in your case? Like what was the one that
probably
like really
Minecraft was the first one.
Oh really?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So I'm assuming you guys know OTV, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was friends with Lily. She invited me to the Minecraft server.
Were you friends before streaming or?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
She was actually the one who told me I should try streaming.
Oh wow.
Okay. Nice.
And then she just invited me to the Minecraft server. Met a lot of people there, and that's pretty much how it mostly started.
So I was going to say, I was like, it seems. I'm sure anyone who's watched this has tried streaming or being a YouTuber. It's like, it's really hard to get that initial kind of growth.
Yeah.
Go from like 1 viewer to 100 is like very hard.
Oh, especially on Twitch. Where,
Twitch is impossible.
With the small creators, it's like impossible.
Where no
to
one
find.
will ever find you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, how did you go from like 1 viewer to 10 or 100? Is it purely from the collabs or?
I really don't know. I just played games with the people that liked playing games with me, and that's pretty
just
much.
kinda happened.
I think since I had like a regular job, I never really thought about.
Yeah.
I didn't really care, right? I was just like, this is really just for fun.
Well, did you quit because? Yeah, I've always been curious. Did you quit your job because you were like, okay, I actually really enjoy streaming. This is the job I want to do, or did you just kind of like hate your job and were looking for something new?
Kind of. I mostly just because streaming was more fun.
Yeah.
And just made more sense, and I think I made more money streaming anyway. So kind of worked out.
Yeah, because I think we all have a similar experience where we went to school, studied for a certain subject, found out we hated the subject, and kind of like, let's try content creation. You know?
Yeah, I've not used my mechanical engineering degree.
Oh man.
So, well, one day.
One day.
One day I'll build like a table.
On stream.
IKEA table.
Yeah, I'll build an IKEA table. Then I feel like I'm getting value out of it.
Yeah.
Hearing a story reminds me Have you seen Bocce the Rock?
Oh, that's one of my favorites recently. So I have to.
Of course you'd like him.
I have to confess I haven't watched the whole thing, but I've seen
Okay.
clips, and I like the clips I've seen.
That's like Bocce, like you are kind of like Bocce's final form, I think. Like the end of like the journey. You know, start off with like a lot of like anxiety and just want to make friends. And look at him now, guys. Look at him now.
He's on
I'm in
Trash Taste
Japan.
now.
Yeah, in Japan. Yeah.
The biggest success I've made being on Trash Taste podcast.
Let's go.
We hear that a lot. We hear that a
Too
lot.
kind,
We
too
hear-
kind.
Come up with the name Trash Taste.
So we were kind of brainstorming a lot of different names because we knew we wanted to make a podcast, and we weren't going to let Joey name it because he would name it the Anime Podcast
Yeah,
or something.
or the podcast.
Or the podcast.
Didn't you have a podcast called the Anime Podcast?
I did, yeah.
It is called.
I did. No, it was the anime.
So that's a real
It was
thing.
the anime show. But to be fair, I wasn't the one that came up with that name.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
it was the radio
I mean, it
company
fits
that I was
the
doing.
anime guy.
Yeah. So it's like it was. I was doing a radio show in Australia, and they wanted me and my girlfriend to do like an anime themed podcast, and they were like, "Let's just call it the Anime Show." And I was like, "Well, fuck, I don't have any other ideas, so sure, let's do that."
Joey was like, "Well, that was my first suggestion." Actually.
Yeah.
So,
Like, you read my mind.
Yeah.
I think that's good though. I think a lot of people, when you're trying to come up with an idea,
Yeah.
a lot of content creators struggle with they plan too much and
Yeah.
don't actually do it because they're
Yeah.
worried about making it perfect from the start.
Yeah.
I think it's better just do it.
Yeah.
Even if it's not great, just do it. And
Yeah.
it'll get better over
No,
time.
exactly. So we knew that we wanted to kind of market ourselves as an anime podcast initially, but also we knew we wanted to branch out of anime. So we wanted something that was like,
Oh, you thought about this.
oh yeah.
You
We-
planned it out.
Yeah. I mean,
planned it
like,
out.
I mean,
yeah.
I learned my lesson, especially because
Yeah.
it's like calling myself the anime man. I was like, I basically just pigeonholed myself.
So
into that
instead,
kind
you
of
called
content.
yourself Trash.
Yes.
Taste.
Yeah.
So we had
This
Trash
is great.
Taste.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Okay.
it was one of 3 names that we narrowed it down to. One was Trash Taste, one was Men of Culture, and
The salt room.
I'm glad you didn't go that one. For some reason,
and the last one was the Salt Room.
All terrible.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Trash Taste sounds really nice. It sounds better than before all of a sudden.
Yeah. When you compare it to the other options,
Yeah.
I'm liking it even more.
Yeah, so we ended up with Trash Taste. Yeah, because we've all been creating content for quite a long time. So we had learned, some people, they just go with their first username that comes up with their, that they come up with.
I like
Joe went with the
I
anime
went with
man.
Saikuna. I've had it since I was like 10 years old.
I was gonna ask you like where did that name come from?
I just made it up when I was like 10 years old. Thought it sounded cool, and it still does. I think.
It's
Dude,
pretty
man.
sick
Why?
name.
Dude,
I think I was smarter when I was 10 than right now. I feel like I was more creative. or
How do you
something.
have a better sense at naming shit at 10 years old than I do at age 20?
You know,
I have no clue, but I don't think I could do it again.
my first username was DonkeyMan5, but I spelled donkey incorrectly. I didn't have a Y at the end, so I didn't know how to spell
So
it.
it's
There's a
Donkey
guy-
Man.
It was donkey.
There's a guy who spelled donkey incorrectly, and he's pretty cool. I've heard.
Really?
Name's Donkey.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, that too. Yeah. Well,
Seen his videos, hilarious guy.
why did I take 5 though? Why Man 5? Like I surely just Donkey Man was. I don't fucking know. But luckily I didn't stick with that
Now
name.
people are randomly gonna call you Donkey.
They'll probably call me that.
It
Now.
would have been, it would have been a really different podcast if it was the Anime Man Gig and Donkey Man 5.
That would have been fun. But now
And so I
it's-
chose Sea Dog, which isn't that much better. But at least there's no.
Sea Dog, Virginia,
At least
yes.
there's no fucking weird name number in it.
Yeah.
Doesn't
I
make any sense.
kind of
Oh,
lucked out.
numbers are always bad.
I thought numbers
yeah,
are so
numbers
bad.
are always bad. Yeah, I kind of lucked out with my username. People think, oh, it's such a cool name and such a unique name, and luckily it was just like a family nickname that I had growing up, and it was my very first account, which was a Hotmail account. Yes, that's showing my age right now.
Dude, your mum came in clutch with that.
Yeah, my
one,
mum
though,
came in
like-
clutch. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Mum.
that'd be nice to inherit usernames. Actually, we should start that. Like
What,
your
you
kid
gonna
has
give
to.
it to your kid?
Your kid has to inherit your username online.
Sounds crazy.
No, that sounds great because then we'll get
What if your kid's not as cool as you are? And
My
then
name
they'll
is
just
not cool.
Constantly be shamed for it. You're a pretty cool guy.
No, I'm not.
He's a cool
no,
guy. He's
no.
actually a cool
We
guy.
could take it so that like after like 5 generations, it'll start sounding all really fucking weird and fucked up.
Yeah.
It's like, so son, no matter what you do, your nickname will be Boris McSweaty.
Yeah.
That's just the username. You
Yeah,
have
because
to
then like
live with.
cursed names will be fun. Like this should be like a thing, like a government rule.
Yeah.
That all usernames
sounds
have to
great.
be.
Usernames should have second names as well, like surnames. Like, oh yeah, I'm from the Giguk bloodline, actually.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, we should have it. So, like,
What about those guys whose usernames are like XX Naruto 420?
that's great.
That's gonna
Imagine it. You're signing. You go to the doctor. Like, yeah, sorry. Is XX Naruto?
Yeah.
Yes.
XX Naruto.
Two people put their hands up. Like, what?
It's like, wait, you too?
Yeah.
It's like, no, the one with the 69 in it.
Yeah, it's like a Narusasu 69. Do we have anyone here?
Is that with or without an underscore?
I think I've had a bunch of different shitty names because I could never decide on one I like. I think one of them was Xbox Best CMC as well.
Were you one of those dudes who would fight the PS5 and Xbox and be like, this one's better?
For sure. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Connor was definitely
It
that
sounds like you
toxic.
I was like a super toxic gamer. I was that annoying, like 14-year-old you hear on like Xbox right now.
Oh, God.
Squeaker.
Yeah. Not a squeaky because I had a
You
deep
seem
voice.
competitive.
I was
feel like
super
you're a
competitive.
In
Super
the few
competitive.
times we've played, I feel like you are a competitive.
Yeah, very much so.
What was it that I think I saw Ludwig beat Jump King?
Yeah.
And you were like, I'm beating Jump King now.
Yeah, I beat all the jump kings that you beat.
Yeah, Connor
so I
will
was
not
like,
get
fuck it.
invested in the game unless it's competitive.
Unless he's beating someone.
Yeah, unless he's beating someone.
And you'll just admit to that. You'll be like, I did it
100%.
to beat Ludwig.
Yeah, for sure.
He doesn't take
Did
the
you
L
beat him?
lying down.
Did you beat his like time or I don't know?
I think his first attempt, but he's definitely done better runs, which I should.
His
be
tone of
at some
voice
point.
changed a little when he talked about the competitive. Like,
Yeah.
He's like, well, I think he did a little better.
He definitely is still better than me at it. I got to get better though. But I did some of the maps quicker than Norton.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, me and Joey are just single-player games, which is probably why we haven't played anything together yet.
Yeah.
Because we're just like
Elden Ring, have you played that?
No.
There's a new expansion I've heard.
Is it
I'm excited.
competitive?
I don't. There was the PvP one. I didn't play that.
Yeah. Elden Ring sucks in PvP. It's boring.
Well, you do that cheese strat where you roll around and just. I heard it got patched though.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's just over so quick, and it's kind of like I imagine how it feels like to duel in real life. Where it's like you just get shot, and you're like, oh, well, this
Build
is.
up and then it ends in a split second.
Yeah. You're kind of like, well, that's not fun.
Yeah.
But then I just watch occasional YouTube videos where someone owns someone with a 10,000 gigabrain strat, and then you're like, okay, that's fun. But
Makes her a funny video. And
But how many times did it take you to get this to work? Like this probably took like thousands of attempts.
They recorded for like 10 hours.
Yeah,
for a 30-second clip.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna play Elden Ring sometime. I'm that kind of guy.
No, you're
It's
not.
a good game.
I'll
Didn't
just
it win Game of the Year?
It did win. Okay, I'm that guy who.
You're that guy.
Yeah, no.
You're that guy.
I am
You're
that guy.
that.
But I'm that guy who I just only watch or play things when I feel like it. One day, I know this has happened plenty of times with like different anime or different movies where it's always been on my to watch list. Woman who happens.
Wait, you haven't watched it either?
You haven't watched it yet?
I haven't watched. Like,
Bro,
I kind of know what
yes!
happens because it's such a big show.
Oh
right?
yeah, I feel like I should recite like 70.
Alright, so we'll watch it together.
Yeah,
Which means
okay.
we still won't have to watch it.
Yeah.
Or maybe I don't. He's never gonna watch it. Yeah, probably neither will I. Which is why now we can just blame each other.
Exactly. I'll be like, well, Psycho
I
hasn't
promised to
watched it
watch.
yet.
I promised to watch it with Giga here, and we just haven't gotten around to it. We can just use each other. If anyone's like, "Why haven't you watched? It's one of the greatest," I'll be like, "I promised to watch it with a friend, and we just
Our
haven't
schedules
gotten
aren't just
He's
matching.
from Japan, and time zones. Now we both have a good excuse. So.
Yeah, okay, I'm saying this now. I'll watch Full Metal Alchemist when Saikuna watches it.
Same.
All right.
And I'm leaving Japan in a few days. So.
Yeah, but like I'll just wake up one day sometimes and I will just be like feel like playing or watching this random movie or game that I haven't like heard of or remembered from like years ago, and I'll just like marathon it all in one day.
That is exactly what I do sometimes too.
Yeah, and it's like sometimes I get so hyped for a game that by the time it comes out, I'm just not hyped for it anymore. Like,
oh yeah, I hate when the trailer comes out.
Yeah,
too.
hype fatigue. Yeah, that happens so many times. Yeah, like it happened with Cyberpunk. I was so fucking hyped for Cyberpunk. Then obviously it came out even before like the whole controversy with the bugs or stuff. I was just like, well, I'm done. I was like, I got my hype.
It's been too long.
And then I didn't even play it, and I'm like, okay, I don't feel like playing it. And then everything came out. And then one day I just woke up like a month ago, and I was like, I feel like playing Cyberpunk now. And I'm
After
just like,
watching the anime.
Actually, yes. After watching the anime, that
Anime was
it.
good.
Yeah,
It was good. I liked it.
I watched the anime. I was like, I felt like playing Cyberpunk now. I marathoned it all in a week, and I was like, yeah, had a good time. I'm glad I waited for all the bugs to get fixed.
Yeah.
No, that was part of the fun.
What?
Is it?
Yeah, 'cause it was all broken shit, and it was all funny.
You must have liked Skyrim or something.
I have never played Skyrim. I'm more of a competitive gamer. I normally like
Do you like
competitive games.
Cyberpunk?
No, it was terrible, but it was funny when it broke.
Okay. So you didn't like the game. You liked that it was funny.
I'm kind of glad that it did have a lot of bugs because it made it more bearable. Because at least
Well, you enjoyed it because you were streaming
the
it, right?
bugs made it more bearable.
Well, because it was like you'd be doing this shit mission where you're just shooting a guy for 10 minutes and then he'd stop floating.
There were bullet sponges. That was the thing.
Yeah.
There's so many bullet sponges. So many.
I was in there for the world and the characters and the story, and
It looked
two different gamers.
You're 1%.
I mean, it looked cool, like aesthetically.
I think Cyberpunk is, as a non-gamer here, I think 2077 is highly underrated. I think CD Projekt Red did a fucking fantastic job building this world.
As a non-gamer.
Yeah, as a non-gamer here, as the non-gamer. Like, I think unfortunately the best content in Cyberpunk 2077 is the side missions. I think the main story was a bit cliche a lot of the times, but there were some really fucking interesting side missions, which Connor will skip, so he didn't get the best.
I don't do any side missions. I wanted to be done.
There are two types of games.
Oh man.
You mainly play competitive games those as well.
Yeah, like
You're very competitive. You pretend not to be, but you definitely are. I can tell. I can sense it. It's like an aura.
Kind of, but
He's just like me for
I know. I know when someone's competitive.
My competition's sort of different. Like I don't
Okay.
try to be good because I want to win.
Okay.
I want to do weird stuff. So like a lot of people will see like in Valorant is a good example. I try to get good enough where I can do silly plays that look funny.
Right.
Like knifing people is
Right,
the thing
right.
you do. Like it's just not a thing you normally do.
Yeah.
I try to do it because it's funny.
Right.
So I waste a lot of time trying to figure out how to do that better.
Yeah.
It's not good at ranking up. It's not good for winning, but it's good at making good clips. There's a time where I played against like a pro player. I knifed him like multiple times and he was losing it. It was really, really funny. So I'm competitive in the sense where I want to be good enough to do funny things, but I'm
Yeah.
not competitive because I want to win.
Right. I feel like it was after the Among Us era where even people who didn't say they were competitive, they started to get like a competitive side to them. Because I kind of missed the whole. I didn't miss the Among Us craze. I was very, very late to it, and I played my first game like a month after the craze started or something. And I remember by the time I started my first game, everyone had like min-maxed everything.
Yeah.
They were like,
No,
okay,
that
well,
definitely
where were you? What room were you in? What
Yeah,
challenges were you doing? And I was like, I was.
I haven't even learned the map.
I think I played one game with Toast, and Toast had just memorized literally everything in existence, and I was like, well, this fucking sucks.
That happened in our group a lot.
Yeah.
We had to do a lot of mods, a lot of weird stuff to spruce it up, which made it fun, but definitely to some extent we were just like, we've done everything there was to have been.
Yeah. I had another friend who lost it because I voted him out because he was being sweaty, and I knew he wasn't the imposter. And he lost it. He went like full like light, like at the end of Death Note speech. Connor, you idiot! What are you doing? I'm not the imposter. I'm not sus. And then he was like going. I was like, well, I just kind of made the game less fun. So bye bye.
Oh my god, that is probably the biggest insult you can give someone. Okay, so I've got a crazy question for you guys.
Okay.
Podcast is called Trash Taste, which I would assume means bad taste.
Yes. Yes.
Who amongst you three have the most trash taste?
Gone.
Would you say?
Gone.
Oh wow, you didn't even think.
It's gone.
No,
It's
deliberation.
gone.
You just.
It's gone.
For me, it's kind of.
Okay, so he's the only one I could trust.
No, he likes. Have you?
Depends on which category you're.
Have you heard of Domestic Girlfriend? He's obsessed with this piece of shit thing.
But the title sounds like a. Is that a good show?
No, it's terrible.
Oh my god.
It's incredible. It's.
Can you describe the plot? Okay, how about let's do this.
Describe
Let's do
the
this.
plot,
He
Con.
describes the plot to me.
Okay.
And then you describe. Maybe Connor describe it first, and then we'll see. I'm assuming.
I only know it through him, so I can only guess what it is.
Oh, really?
But I know roughly what kind of happens.
What would you guess? I mean, just like 1 second, just guess what you think it's about. Like,
I think. Okay, no, correct if I'm wrong. This might be funny for you because
Okay.
this is purely what I've
I just want
picked
to
up.
hear your description.
Before you say anything, do you like vanilla sweet storylines, like sweet romances, or do you want something that's got a little bit more
So
drama
like in terms
into
of,
it?
I liked like Toradora was good.
Okay.
Is that
It's like Toradora, yeah.
Yeah, that was a cute one.
Okay, so that's some drama in it. This goes a little bit further. Okay.
Yeah. So to my memory, and my memory of nothing, of just gone mentioning things and
just like-
occasionally things.
Right.
I think it's about a story where there's a teacher, but then the teacher becomes the main character's stepsister, and then they start like getting freaky. But then he has a girlfriend, I think, already. And then he's like kind of figuring out who to fuck between the teacher, who now is his stepsister, and his girlfriend.
He
I
likes
guess.
this anime.
He loves this anime.
Teacher
It's one of his favorite. He had an interview with the author.
A teacher and a student, isn't that like like that?
Well, they're stepbrothers and stepsister as well.
Step brother,
so it doesn't count.
teacher.
Yeah. I feel like it's like
This
you
just
know how
sounds
in
really sus.
yeah. Well, I guess it's kind of
is.
like if I
And
imagine.
he's not interrupting you. So
I
this
think
sounds
I'm
like it's
kind
all
of- yeah.
true.
Well, I
this
think
just sounds like it's all true. and it sounds
you
so
know what?
sus.
You know what? The reality is actually worse than what he said.
Okay.
wait.
I was like, Connor's going in easy, right?
Really? I remember seeing a scene where he's in the bathroom and she sits on his face or something in school.
And this is a regular, like it's not one of those like 18 plus.
No, it's not a regular one.
It's a regular anime. Okay.
It could probably be in the 18.
Okay.
I'll
describe
Okay,
it.
now he'll explain it better.
Yeah.
Okay,
He's great at this.
Because you glossed over the surface.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, I did. I
Okay.
don't know.
Oh my god.
Okay, anime opens up. Okay, the anime literally opens up with with the main character, and he's just finished sleeping. He's just lost his virginity. He's just finished sleeping with a girl that he met randomly.
Literally
at,
scene 1 of
yes,
episode 1.
literally scene 1
So
of
is
episode
he like
1.
he's like a Jigga Chad that girls are just into him or
No. He literally just lost his virginity. With
how is there a story?
Yeah. So he randomly met a girl at like a kind of like a karaoke meetup, and the girl was like, "I feel like losing my virginity. I choose you," like a fucking Pokemon. I don't fucking know. like she just woke up that day. She was like, "I wanna know what it feels like to be an adult." I guess.
Yeah. I want my hymen gone.
Yeah. So, so that happened.
Is this the scene that hooked you in on the anime or what?
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. Yes, because how many anime have you seen where the characters actually have sex or do something adult or do something more than just kissing?
First of all, I'm going to say I haven't seen any, and I'll also say I believe there's a different term for shows like that.
Yeah. It's called hentai.
Yeah. but you know, I will say that.
Okay.
Hey, adult relationships human relationships go further than just hand holding and having one kiss. And
Yes,
saying
I
you love
get
each
that,
other.
but even porn has like a beginning plot before they start talking. Like
no. The point is, it was shocking just to see an anime like open up on that. I'm like, oh, okay, they're taking
You
risks
like that
with
it was
this.
shocking.
Yeah. I'm liking it was doing something different, which this definitely does.
That
do something
sounded very different from the
Yeah.
description I just had.
And so,
and this is one of your favorites.
Yeah.
Like
I
you
generally
really
like generally the manga. I think it's the best way I can describe it. It's like the most trashy soap opera you can ever imagine. Like, you see scenes of out of context Indian soap operas or favelas or stuff like that. This is like on that level of
Okay.
like drama. So the scenes, that's how it starts off. And then after that happens, he goes to school, and we find out that this person has a crush with his teacher, who is.
And his teacher is like a female teacher. Or?
Yeah, female teacher. So
and their sister.
we'll get to that. We'll get to that. So
is there an age difference? I always imagine like a teacher is like much older.
Yeah, I mean,
she's
there's-
like what in her like late 20s maybe.
Yeah,
and the guy is
16.
Yeah.
Like he's a high school student.
Yeah.
And that's okay in Japan, or is this?
I wouldn't say it's okay.
Well,
It's
I mean-
very, very taboo.
What do you like about this anime?
Yeah. So
Okay.
what happens is, he has a crush on his teacher. His teacher obviously is just like, no, you are a child. But then he comes home and he realizes his dad's like, son, we need to have a talk. I'm getting remarried, and because his father's divorced. And then he reveals his new mother-in-law. He's like, great, I have a mom now. That's awesome. But then it's revealed that his mother-in-law has 2 daughters. And who are his 2 daughters? One is the girl that he just slept with, and the other is his teacher.
Okay, let me make sure
I didn't know it was that
understand
bad.
this.
Yeah.
So at first the teacher says, no, you're too young.
Yeah.
And then their stepsister, she
And
becomes a
then-
stepsister and now thinks it's okay?
No, and now
Because that's what it sounded like.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm misunderstanding.
Yeah. So now they become, all of them become one big family. So they're living in one roof, and there's a lot of tension in the house because
tainting a
he's
poor innocent mind.
I'm
Yeah,
so
I feel
confused.
bad.
The way he's describing this sounds insane.
It is
insane.
insane.
It is insane.
Yeah.
It is insane.
Oh, okay.
And mind you, all of that happens in episode 1.
Yeah, that's episode 1.
Okay.
And so the story just kind of evolves from there, from being just this insane kind of premise of just all three of them living under one roof and
Right.
just fucking figuring out feelings and shit.
So
That's
this is one of the anime you would say gives him like not highly rated on. his
Yeah,
taste.
yeah, this is a terrible show.
What's one that would make him say you have bad taste?
A nom.
Well, he did say you have. He voted.
Not
for
an
you.
anime. My anime taste is the best.
anime taste.
The best.
My life.
What?
What do you have bad taste in? Would you say?
Nothing.
Oh.
You don't like 86.
Yeah, you don't like 86.
86 was
bro.
bad. Have you seen 86?
Don't know what that is. I think someone brought it up to me, and I thought they were talking about Initial D because of the car.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I definitely feel like you've probably watched more. The thing you just described, I've
Yeah.
never heard anything like
Yeah.
even similar to that.
Okay, here's
They're very surface anime, though.
Yeah.
Because that's like.
I
pretty
watched
deep
most
in
of the main
source.
stuff.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I haven't watched too much crazy different.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like the anime I described, I wouldn't actually call it good. It's more like a guilty pleasure kind of show to be like, oh my god, this is so awful.
If you thought it was actually good, I would be judging you so hard right now.
But he loves it. He always talks about it.
yeah,
because the guilty pleasure.
He
right?
seemed
Yeah, yeah.
passionate. I could
He's
tell.
very
in the
passionate
feedback
I'm very
it
passionate
seemed like he liked it quite a bit.
yeah, it's definitely a guilty pleasure.
Usually the
Um,
guilty pleasure ones are the ones you get the most
I
passion.
just couldn't get over this interview you did with the author, and it was like the most polite thing ever. And it's like, so why do all this?
I feel like because yeah,
That's how it always is in Japan. though.
that's how it always is, especially with
Authors are always so like timid and reserved, but then
Yeah.
like the stuff they write is like, holy fuck.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I did that interview with the author of Read Over Healer.
You know
Yeah.
we do over healer?
You know Read Over Healer?
Is that like it sounds like an isekai.
That's my guilty
It's
pleasure.
almost an isekai.
It's almost.
But you like that show?
It's kind of.
You
a
know,
guilty
you know what
pleasure.
No,
terrible
it's
experience
shit.
I did have? I had so I had just finished watching, I think, Konosuba and ReZero, I think it was. I watched
Yeah.
those two.
Yeah.
Very good choice.
Someone told me, I think, Goblin Slayer was also sort of like similar because they had like adventures in a party, right?
Yeah.
Because like
Yeah.
Konosuba had like, you know, the mage, you know, stuff like that.
The
And they're like,
happy-go-lucky
yeah,
stuff,
it's
yeah.
also
Yeah.
like that. And I started watching the first episode.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is Aqua. This is like, you know, because they had the whole party.
Yeah.
And then it was not like that. This was not the show I thought it was. I thought it was like that. They have like a little adventuring party that
Yeah,
just go on
yeah.
adventures, and because
Yeah.
I had just come from those
Yeah,
two other
Konosuba
animes that
was
were
yeah,
totally
yeah.
different, and I did not watch another episode of that.
All right, we're
But-
about to taint Saikuno's mind right now.
Yeah.
Do you want to explain Redo of a Healer?
Okay, so
This is not hentai, by the way.
And this is the guy with the best taste in anime out of you three.
Absolutely.
He's seen the
And
most.
he thinks this is a good anime.
No. This is definitely not a good anime.
It's a guilty
Well,
pleasure.
why are you
like-
telling me
like
that?
It's a
me.
guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
I think it's disgusting.
So Read
It's
of
vile.
Healer, it starts off. The main character is the healer in the party, right? And it's like a standard party. You got your sword.
I mean, that's interesting because usually you'd think the main character is like the warrior.
Yeah, like the
Yeah,
hero,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, usually.
So there's
Guy
the
with the
hero,
sword.
there's
Yeah.
the mage, there's the tank, and then the main character is the healer. But this party treats this healer like absolute shit. Like they basically treat him like a slave.
Just like in real video games.
Just
yeah.
like in real video games, the healer is the slave, right?
Yeah.
And so it's the anime starts off and they're fighting the final boss.
Yeah.
Right. The demon lord or whatever. And they get to it and it's a really like tough battle. So much so to the point where basically the party gets pretty much wiped out. Right?
Is it like Sword Art when you die in real life?
No. This is just like a standard fantasy world.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like they
Oh,
just
so they just regular die.
yeah. They just regularly.
I thought it was a video game.
Yeah, no, they straight up die.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
they basically they're on the they have like maybe 1 HP left and they're like, healer man, please help us out. You know,
Okay.
even though we treated you like shit. And then the healer's like, now's my time for revenge. And basically what he
Oh,
does.
so the main character becomes a bad guy.
Yeah.
He basically becomes like an
lets them die.
antagonist, right? Because it's
Yeah.
like you've treated me like shit this whole time,
Yeah.
and now you're begging for me to heal you. But I'm not going to do that. I've trained up my healing power so much so to the point where I've become ultra powerful, basically. And so what he does
Okay.
is he basically kills his party, and then kills the demon lord, gains his power, and learns the ability to basically go back in time, but he regains his memories.
Okay.
So what he does is because he's regained his memories, he basically goes on a quest to basically relive his life with that party that treated him like shit. But now he's gonna try and do the most like horrendous shit to them. As like
It's some like weird, sick power fantasy
But he already
show.
killed them all.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's gonna kill them
He's gonna
again.
kill them
and,
again?
kind of like
But
make
torture
it.
them.
Yeah,
Well, because
torture
they
them.
did some very disturbing things to him.
Yeah.
This is one of those, you know, like those dark. What's the name for that genre?
Dark fantasy.
The ones where it's like an evil like kind of thing, and a lot of people die.
Maybe Dark Fantasy.
It's more. This one's more of like
Oh,
one.
like Lost in the Made in the Abyss.
Oh, it's definitely.
Oh, like a dark fantasy, right? Yeah.
Yeah, like that.
It is
I don't
very
know,
different.
I don't know the name of the
Very
genre.
different shows.
So that one was good. I liked Made in the Abyss. That one was good.
Yeah, Made in the Abyss is great.
Made in the Abyss is a great show.
And that is like objectively a great show.
Yeah.
But like,
They're not evil, but it's like it's dark, right?
it's
Like,
very dark. Yeah, yeah.
Or Promised Neverland, also. Some
Yeah.
would say.
Yeah. Similar.
This one feels more not so much a good story, more like an incels like pamphlet.
Wait, where did the incel part come from?
There's,
All this,
It's like big incel vibes.
Yeah, there is
yeah.
a lot
Of R word.
Yeah.
What?
There's a lot.
Yeah.
What type of anime is this? This is a crazy question. Is this is not on Crunchyroll?
I think it is on.
It was on High Dive.
It's on
What is
High
High
Dive.
Dive?
It's another streaming platform.
There's too many streaming platforms.
Yeah,
Yeah,
too many.
that's
Like
just the modern
I like the
problem.
one. There's like Peacock now. There's a show I wanted to watch.
no one
There's like
watches
so no one uses.
No one
it.
uses
Yeah.
it.
Fuck is
I didn't even.
Peacock?
I've never even.
I
heard
don't
of it.
know.
I think it's
Star
owned by
was telling me about
ABC.
it. Yeah, he was telling me the show is good.
Yeah.
The second I saw it was on Peacock, I was like, I'm never watching it. Sorry, buddy. I
It's
just
like
don't know what to say.
Yeah, because all the good TV shows are on like those Severance that was on Apple.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on too many places.
And it's like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? I haven't got anything Apple to. How am I gonna watch this?
Oh, you don't use Apple like anything.
Nothing Apple.
Okay.
I'm not a California boy like you.
Well,
You guys-
I actually used to not use Apple,
Oh,
but
okay.
my family would get mad at me because the text messages were green.
That's the thing that.
craziest thing
You
is
got
I don't know what
bullied
the
by your
difference is.
family?
I don't know what the difference is. It's just a different color. The words are the same words.
That's
I,
crazy.
I don't know what changes.
I
When
think most people I met in California all had like Apple everything.
It's actually like a lot of America. It
Mm.
actually surprised me the percentage of people that use Apple in America versus the rest of the world. Because, hearing about the blue bubble, green bubble controversy.
I don't even know what the
we-
difference is. The
first of
words
all,
are the same.
I think the green one is they have to like pay per text.
No. It's blue is for iPhone.
Yeah.
Oh, blue
So
is
when
iPhone.
iPhone
It just
texts an
means you
iPhone,
have
it's
an
blue.
iPhone.
Yeah. So you can send bigger files, you can send video files as you text.
Yeah.
But they basically can I call it class segregation? Where they're all like, a filthy fucking Samsung user, you are a fucking green bubble.
Filthy green bubble.
Yeah, that's what my family did to me, and they're like, "Please get it, so our family group chat is no longer green."
That's so dumb.
I'm like,
I don't want to be judged at work.
I don't know what the difference is. I mean,
Oh my god.
Yeah, so it's basically like a soft way for Apple to make sure that if everyone is on like one kind of system, then it pressures other people to join that system.
speaking
as
of
well.
things, there's a lot of there's no Teslas here.
There is very little.
I have not
It's
seen a
very,
single
very
one.
little.
I
guess
think
you're in
I think that- I
California,
think,
so it's
yeah.
Tesla.
California and even Las Vegas, they're everywhere.
I think the reason is because like there aren't that many like charging stations in Japan, and also a lot of the streets are just too narrow to drive Teslas down.
Also, Japan,
the speed limit.
Japan produces like the most cars in the world, and Toyota runs everything. Yeah, and Nissan.
Yeah,
So
Toyota, Suzuki, Honda.
they own it all.
Yeah.
So they're like, we don't know.
Yeah.
Because if you have a foreign car here, it seems like a luxury car. So if you drive like a BMW or a Mercedes is like the.
Yeah.
If you have a Mercedes in Japan, they
They're
fucking
like, "Oh,
love it.
Benz."
They
I
love
saw
the
an
Mercedes.
initial D is where I saw it.
Yeah.
And they're like the Benz.
Yeah, dude.
Is that crazy? Like, I feel like where we live, we see them a lot.
Yeah.
Because in like the UK, there was never this like. Obviously, Mercedes was still a great brand, but like it's nowhere near
it's
like
luxury.
revered as
Yeah,
much
it's
as
not
it
like,
is here.
They're not like, oh, the Benz.
Yeah, they're
They're
like,
like,
oh,
what is that?
Mercedes or Benz.
Yeah, you're not gonna be in LA and being like, "Well, he's got a Toyota."
Yeah.
bro. Like, step back.
Yeah, I mean, even the car that Ludwig bought for himself was a little Japanese car, wasn't it?
It's
one of-
cute. It's funny.
Yeah.
But that's considered more luxury in the States, I feel, is because it's an old Japanese car.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
and that's like the prime.
Yeah, that's
type
like
of
an
vintage.
80s car,
Yeah, it's like a
yeah.
vintage car.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
quirky.
Yeah, it's quirky.
It's different.
Yeah.
Very quirky.
I feel like the Japanese strawberries are so good.
It's
barely.
because you have
eat
American
fruits.
ones.
Yeah, like I barely eat fruits, and then I came here and I'm like, every strawberry is good.
Also,
They're
he
all
hates strawberries.
evenly
Yeah,
shaped.
I don't like fruit that much.
I don't like fruit either.
So
but
maybe eat
here I like
a cream and kiwi and pineapple
Oh,
sandwich.
the whipped cream sandwiches?
Yeah, it was
Whipped-
fucking
yeah.
gross. Like Japan needs to stop doing this. It's not fair.
Do you hear that, convenience stores? Connor doesn't like it. You should be shaking.
Yeah, get rid of it. Fruit sandwiches are the dumbest thing ever. I just think they're so bad.
my God.
They are.
He
They're
hates
so
it with a
they're
passion.
so bad.
I agree. Just fruit should not be sandwiches.
No.
They're not as good as the other ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like
So
have
just
the
eat a
same-
fruitcake at that point.
Yeah, or just eat the fruit. Why do we have to cover
Or
it in
just the
cream on a
fruit, that-
bread?
Yeah, actually, I think I
Just
would
the
like
fruit.
that. Just the fruit in like a little container.
Yeah.
Like the fruit tasted good, so just give me that. Like, don't give me this shit.
Yeah,
I hate
sure.
it so much.
Yeah, like if I want to like a kind of like a something filling with the fruit, it would be cake. It wouldn't be spread,
Yeah.
you know.
Like a shortcake or something.
Yeah, yeah,
right?
like a shortcake or something. Yeah,
I
come
think
on.
they're going
Japan.
for a scuffed version of it, with like just the bread. little
Yeah,
cream, like you know what I mean.
You know, I would prefer like a crisp sandwich to a fruit sandwich. Honestly, sure. Not that I wouldn't. You know, I don't.
A
eat
crisp sandwich, is that like chips?
Oh yes, like chips.
Oh man,
That's
my
like a
brain
Brit-
took a second to figure that out.
Chips, yeah.
It's like a British delicacy.
Oh wait, and chips would be fries. So
Not for me, though.
oh, okay.
That would-
Where are you from?
Australia.
Australia.
Well, no, so fries, like thin, long, thick ones, which are very normal in the UK.
Yep.
You get those more than you get the thin ones. Those are chips.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But some
still
people,
call them fries.
but some people refer to French fries as chips still.
Yeah,
but it's
we
kind of
call
like
them hot chips.
oh, okay.
Hot chips.
It's kind of
Is
it
there such a
depends
thing
where
as
you
a
go.
cold chip?
No, that would
Other
just
than
be
just
chips.
Okay, I'm just curious.
I
just
mean,
curious.
unless you've had hot potato chips before. Which
Wait, so
I
you
haven't.
live. How long have you guys all lived here? Like, same? Did you all move at the same time?
No,
Yeah,
no.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
I've lived here like close to half my life.
Half of your life.
Yes. Like
Oh my God.
accumulatively,
That
yes.
was a very funny yes.
Yes.
How
we've
good
lived
is
here
your
for 3.
Japanese?
It's my first language.
It's your first language. I
Yeah.
thought you're from Australia. Guy tells me he's from Australia. I'd like to. I
He's
would
super
imagine-
fluent at Japanese.
Well, why wouldn't you say you're from Japan then?
No, because I was born in and raised in Australia.
Born and raised in Australia, and they only taught you Japanese.
No, they taught me English.
Oh, okay.
I'm speaking English, right?
Well, yeah, but I'm just like, it was your first language, so I'm like, well, what?
Well, it's
you-
like English and Japanese. I have like 2 first languages. So basically, when I was born, my mom taught me Japanese and my dad taught me English.
Oh, so you're like part Japanese.
Yeah, I'm half Japanese.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just don't look it.
Yeah, what did you think he
guessed.
was? Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
curious. What did you?
You can say anything. I've had everything thrown at me.
I actually, I don't know.
Yeah, what did you think?
What would you have said? Just from
Sie darf nicht an die Oberfläche gelangen. Vernichtet sie!
I don't know.
Trying not to
like,
get cancelled any percent.
maybe. I wouldn't have guessed Japanese. I'll say
No,
that.
no one ever does.
Sure, the Japanese.
Yeah, no one ever does.
Maybe somewhere from Europe. I don't know.
Well, I'm
I feel
half
like-
European.
I feel like if you were a soccer player,
Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, he's a pretty cool looking soccer player. Or football player. Football player. You know.
Do you know what I think it is? It's the beard.
It is
The beard, yeah.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
beard
Because
maybe.
like when I went back to Thailand this one time, it's obviously like within the time I've been living in Japan, I've grown a beard. Normally, I'm like completely clean shaven, and it's like every Thai person, even my own family members, were just like, I've never seen this boy in my life. You Thai? You Thai boy? Who are you right now?
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know.
Beards aren't really a thing in Thailand. I know.
No, they're not.
There's just no beard.
Yeah,
I mean,
You
not
don't
a,
grow a
I
beard,
mean, not a lot
so-
of Asians can grow beards.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I grow a little hair here,
Yeah.
a little hair here, and that's
it.
and
Yeah.
then like a little here. But like I'll never get anything anywhere around like there.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
You're the rare breed that can actually grow a clean
Yeah,
beard.
I'm the rare breed. This
Wenn
this
sie
is
es
like
bis an die
a
Oberfläche
few
schafft,
days of
können wir
growing.
nicht mehr
Yeah,
viel
yeah.
ausrichten.
Yeah, I remember when we did a road trip across Japan, and my beard at the end of that road trip, even though it was only 5 days, it looked like I just emerged from a cave, man. Holy shit!
Like a hermit.
Yeah, like a hermit, man.
Wait, was he in the RV thing or a different road trip?
Gant joined at the end. He's referring to a different road trip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
We like road tripping.
yeah, yeah. We like traveling.
It's fun in Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, driving's fun in Japan. I don't know.
Yeah,
how fun it
America
is
is
in
like
America.
mind numbing. You just drive 8
Oh,
hours.
well, there's a
and-
lot of grass and cows in between.
Yeah.
Things, so
Yeah.
that's
It's like, but that's not much though, right? Like in Japan,
It's not
there's
much.
always cool stuff to do along the way.
yeah.
And you're never far away from something.
So, what other plans do you have now that you're here in Japan? Anything you want to do, or were you
I
just
feel like we're actually low on time. Like,
Yeah,
we've
yeah.
got tomorrow, and then tomorrow we actually have a rehearsal for the
Right.
event.
Oh,
That's
okay.
gonna be a thing. So basically, tomorrow can't do much.
Yeah.
Day after is the awards show, so
Yeah.
that'll be gone. Then I'm leaving the next day.
What's your anime of the year if you're presenting that?
My anime of the year.
Did you vote on the anime awards?
Listen, they said, come present an award, we'll pay
Yeah.
for all your stuff. And I was like, sure, I'll go. Let me know a day I got to show up. And
Yeah.
that was about it. So
Awesome,
I
awesome.
don't even know how to vote. But I mean, well, I will think it's cool if like they didn't make me do a bunch of shout outs or anything.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
just
yeah,
said,
yeah.
Show
Just
up
show
and
up,
you're good.
yeah.
So very nice of them.
What would you have voted as your anime of the year?
That's so for 2022.
Yeah.
I imagine.
Yeah.
Didn't watch too much anime there.
Okay, these boys didn't.
I'm right there with
I
you.
watched a fair amount.
Okay, let's all go through and say ours, and maybe it'll change my. Let's start over there.
But no, you should say yours first because we're going to sway your opinion.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go last. I'll go last.
So, Bochi the Rock is not from last year. I don't. think.
Technically it is.
Oh, maybe
What-
Spy Family.
Is it nominated?
It's not nominated
Oh.
because for some
I
reason
feel like
Fall-
Spy Family is a good
Spy
one.
Family,
and that
that's-
was
that
from
was
last year.
nominated. Yeah, that's from last year.
That was a really good one that I did watch.
That was
so
a good
I guess I'd go with that just because I did
Fall
watch
isn't included.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Only recency bias, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think to like
Because they had problems with that a few years ago.
But we'll include Fall in our anime of the year
All right.
prediction.
Yeah, I just go for Spy Family because I watched it the whole way
I
through.
mean, it's just a nice wholesome show. Yeah,
I didn't finish it.
Very
Good
solid.
show.
Got bored.
Got bored.
Really?
Yeah, this is Connor's gamer
Okay.
brain going.
All right,
If
so
the-
you go next.
When is you're gonna like do assassinating? When is that gonna happen again? Like it's like she just became a housewife and she like actually became a housewife.
Yeah, but that's what people like, right?
No!
Yeah.
He's still doing spy shit. Why isn't she being an assassin still? It's fucked up.
It's called Spy Family, not Assassin Family.
Yeah, yeah.
Checkmate, atheist.
I feel like they had a really cool character and they just left it. They were like, well, fuck it. I don't know. Yeah, it should be a housewife. My anime of the year? I mean, I did the low-hanging fruit's Chainsaw Man, but it kind of was though.
Was that last year too?
Yeah, that was
Technically, yeah.
Technically, yeah.
It's like I don't think anything blew my mind more.
I honestly kind of agree with you. Like,
I hate being that guy
Yeah.
who goes for it.
Yeah.
But it kind of was the go.
pretty fucking amazing.
It was kind of fucking amazing. Like I don't know how to be like no. And then God's gonna whip out something crazy now.
I'm just Main in Abyss 2.
Oh, okay.
Oh, true.
I haven't watched Made in Abyss 2.
Yeah, that was not nominated.
What?
because- Yeah, not many people watch Made in
I feel
Abyss
like it
2.
wouldn't have gotten the votes yet. I think it's really good too.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I
don't think it would get votes.
It didn't get nominated. I don't know how. What I think is going to win the Anime Awards. I'm going to make this prediction now. So if it's correct by the time it comes out.
Oh, here's what we do. Say like 5 anime right now,
Yeah.
and you'll look like a genius. They'll edit out the wrong one. Alright, so just list them off. Chainsaw Man.
Yeah. Nah, I know what's going to win. It's Attack
Wir
on Titan.
müssen unser
Oh,
Streitkräfte
It's Attack on Titan. That's going to
True.
win.
For the final season.
Yeah, the
part 1.
Yeah, but the last few parts have been so underwhelming.
Yeah.
Really?
I thought so.
You thought last part of Attack on Titan was underwhelming?
I just like the memes, honestly. The memes are the best part.
Yeah, I've seen the memes and I haven't watched.
Aaron talking to, well, I guess I don't want to spoil that, but you know, the meme with Aaron talking. That one's good.
Hold on a second. Why do you think it's underwhelming? I think Attack on Titan is like right at its best right now. Like the previous season with, without spoiling, like the plot twist that happened in the previous season. And some of the hype shit that happens, that's fucking. We are at peak
definitely the
Attack on
crazy
Titan.
stuff's happening.
Yeah, yeah. Why do you think it's?
I think just the way that they're.
I think it's the way they're releasing it has been really killing.
Hype
any,
fatigue, right?
Dude, like I thought.
Final season.
I was so ready
Season
for this to be the final season, and when I kind of figured out it wasn't going to be, I was like,
It's like final season, final edition, part 3.
It's just I think
It's gotten a little crazy.
As we've discussed before with like Netflix jail and stuff like that, like how a show releases is really impactful in terms of my own enjoyment.
Absolutely.
And I find that the way they've been releasing Attack on Titan, and not I don't know whose fault it is or where the blame should be put, but I think it's been killing the hype for me.
They're milking. They're milking.
Maybe I don't even know if they're milking it. I don't know if it's a mess of because they changed studio as well, which means like what was that
I would
about?
say I don't think they're milking it. Maybe in
I
terms
think
of
they're milking
maybe
it.
in terms
I feel
of
like
the
they might be. They're dragging it out.
Yeah.
maybe in terms of like the release schedule because it takes a long fucking time to make Attack on Titan as good as it is. I think.
No, it does. I wish they would just stop.
And I think I would prefer them to just have a more extended break rather than split up into 5 million different parts.
Yeah, that's been killing my enjoyment. 'Cause it's like, it's like the where did they release the code? You watched Code Geass?
Mm-hmm.
They released Key to the Exile, but it was like, this is way back, by the way. Like, and this was like when I fucking loved Code Geass, and they just kind of released these parts, 4 parts, just all over the place. It was like they dropped one, they were like, it's coming next year, nothing, and then they just dropped 2 parts in one day.
Yeah,
didn't say anything. It's like, what the fuck? Like, can we get some kind of consistency going on here? Like, it's like having like the accurate amount of like enjoyment or expectation. Knowing what to come in with it and what to expect helps so much with kind of figuring it out.
Like they should like give you a date.
Yeah, or just tell me when it's
too
actually
far.
going to end. Stop calling it the final season. Stop telling me the shit, and it's fucking with my
They're
expectations.
naming this shit like fucking Photoshop files. It's just like, you know, it's,
like, 'cause I think when
final edit one. Final
this
edit.
is the real final.
Like I feel
actual final edition version 20.
I feel like to actually enjoy Attack on Titan, I need to wait till it's done and go back and rewatch all of it again in like one sitting, almost like one kind of just to get a real good enjoyment out of it.
This is why I don't watch anime weekly, because I feel like some in cases like this, your enjoyment just drops.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like a marathon kind of guy.
Oh,
I
yeah.
want it all in one go, and it I think.
And I agree, but also I really love the public discourse that goes on every week.
Oh, same.
I love like Last of Us. I love watching people get angry every week at dumb stuff that doesn't matter.
Try watching One Piece weekly.
Oh god.
No, thank you.
Nothing happened again.
Yeah, most weeks nothing happens, but every once in a while, one episode is really, really good.
Yeah,
but that's when that's when you like
times nothing happens.
Being in the in on that feels so great. Like being able to have a shared experience with thousands of other people, without knowing anything about each other is kind of cool.
So what I do is I just open up Twitter, and if I see One Piece trending, I'm like, now I'll watch
watch
the episode. Now the
I
big
literally
episode's
did the
coming.
same thing where where something big happened in the last arc of One Piece, and I was like, all right, it's time to catch up to
watch
One
the
Piece, I
episode,
guess.
yeah.
Like, I don't know, there are a lot of content creators who can do like weekly One Piece content or weekly like Naruto content when that was still airing, and I'm like, how the fuck do you have enough to talk
there
about?
There are some content creators who are still
How
doing weekly
big
Naruto
are
content.
Luffy's
I did
balls?
see a lot of no, I think it was Sasuke fighting dinosaurs from Jurassic Park.
Oh yeah,
from Boruto,
Yeah. Did you guys see that?
I've heard of this. I haven't seen it.
I've seen
I
clips of
thought it was an edit at first when I saw it. I'm like, this cannot be legit.
Okay.
And I'm just thinking back to all like the Boruto fans that are like, yeah, it gets good later on.
Yeah.
And then we get that.
So the crazy thing is I saw it 1 week, right?
Yeah.
And I swear this arc, I didn't watch it, but I swear the arc must have gone on for like a month at least. Because at first it was one like raptor. And I was like, haha, that's funny. It's probably a one-off episode. Nothing can happen. Next week, I see more clips. Sakura gets attacked by a brontosaurus. And then there's pterodactyls flying in, lightning, and I'm like, what is happening now? This has gone crazy. And then there's even one scene where he's like, Genjutsu doesn't work on this raptor. And I'm like, what on earth is happening? I was so confused, but I don't know. It could have been an edit. I don't know.
No, I'm pretty sure that's just Boruto. Every time I watch a clip of Boruto, I just like, what have you done to my boy? What have you done to my boy? I just imagine like Masashi Kishimoto, just like a single tear like goes down.
Like, I didn't in Naruto for this.
He's like, it wasn't worth the money. I gave him the rights.
So he wipes a tear with like a stack of bills. Just I'm so sad.
So add more raptors.
Oh, man.
So wait, why are they fighting raptors?
I don't know.
Because Boruto.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I shouldn't ask. That was a dumb question.
Because Boruto.
I did think it was crazy that it happens.
I mean, I think I think Naruto should have just ended. If I'm being honest. Well, like,
what a hot take.
I mean, I feel like if you're gonna make a new series with Naruto or with a big franchise like Naruto, just wait a few years. You know, wait for the death of the franchise to kick in before you suddenly just reboot it and do something new.
But I feel for someone like Kishimoto and a series like Naruto, it would be almost impossible to like move on from that, because remember he tried to release Samurai 8, which is that like other manga that he started.
I don't remember that.
Of course you don't, because no one read it. Because no one read it, and it got cancelled after like 3 volumes because it's like no one read it. Everyone was like, we just want more Naruto, and it's like I feel for like an artist like that, it's so hard to like move on from something else unless the thing you move on from is like even better than what you were originally.
Which is
known
tough.
for. Yeah. And like the
Really
only
tough.
example of like an artist who's successfully done that, it would probably be like, going from Yu Yu Hakusho to Hunter x Hunter.
Oh,
Right.
wow, those are the same dudes.
It's the same guy.
Wow, yeah, they did great then.
Yeah, same guy.
Amazing.
Like Yu Yu Hakusho was
I like both
already
of those.
amazing,
Yeah.
and then he was like, okay, I'm gonna try and one up it, and he did. You know, so
Joey still needs to watch it.
yeah, I'm saying this as someone who's never seen Hunter x Hunter.
Oh, it was
Right?
good.
Yeah.
One of my favorites. for
Yeah,
sure.
exactly.
yeah.
And it's like and I feel that's the only way that like Kishimoto would be able to like start a new series and actually like move on from Naruto.
So
But
no more ninjas or
I don't know. But then he was like, I'll just do a spin-off of his
Yeah.
son.
Yeah.
Nobody wants that.
No, I think it's
Nobody ever wants the sun.
Yeah, I think it's actually a different mangaka. So he's only
He's like overseeing it.
he's overseeing
Yeah.
it, but I mean, what does oversee mean?
which means he's
You know?
retired with stacks of cash.
Pretty much.
Yeah, which means he's on the payroll, chilling out with mimosas,
Yeah.
having a good time.
He basically learned from Toriyama, and he's like, "Oh, you made how much off GT?"
Yeah.
It's like, "Oh, I'll do the same thing." Yeah.
Yeah, he
God.
gets in a Zoom meeting and it's just like, oh yeah, we're thinking about adding dinosaurs to Naruto. Is that cool with you?
He's like, "Yes, that's
It's-
perfect.
Yeah.
Keep going."
yeah,
He's like, I don't see why not.
yeah.
Jurassic Park did well.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Speaking of Hunter x Hunter, though, they finally announced that it's not going on hiatus anymore. It's
Yep, it's just straight up canceled.
It's just straight up cancelled.
Oh,
yeah.
wow, I was hoping for something else.
Yeah. Which
Wait, why?
Because
Why now? It feels like just commit to the hiatus because that's what they've been doing for like 20 years.
No, I'm glad that they just committed to the fact that we're never going to see the end of the story because we never were, even with the hiatus.
But he teased coming back last year like 4 times.
Yeah, I saw that. Now my hopes are high.
He had like 2 million likes on a tweet of him just being like, I might come back.
he drew a
Yeah.
tree and it got 2 million
Yeah,
likes.
yeah. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I think it's because they've finally realized that just like like Togashi was just huffing copium when it came to like coming back. He's just like, yeah, I'm definitely coming
Maybe,
back.
yeah, I could do that.
Yeah.
That's a shame because I
And then
love
he just
Hunter x Hunter,
vanished.
man. It's such a good fucking show.
Then he took a nap and woke up. Nah, never mind.
And he took a nap, woke up, and it was 6 years later.
Yeah.
He was like, oh shit, okay.
He's like, all right, I can't do it anymore, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm glad it's at least like I'm glad it's not on hiatus because I can like put in my mind, okay, this is finished now. I can put it away in my memories.
But it doesn't have an ending, right? It's just stopped.
Yeah. Well,
That's so shit.
yeah. I mean, Berserk fans are like first time.
But they're continuing Berserk.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
Yeah, but it's
all right. I don't know.
It's a different, it's a different author. So
Yeah.
there's always, no matter what, even if it like fucking slaps, there's always gonna be that group of people who are like, well, is this the Berserk that was going to happen though? You know?
Yeah.
You know.
Did you read Berserk at all?
No.
So
It's
good.
good, actually.
Yeah.
Well, it's
I was telling
one
you
of the
about
goats.
Redo of Healer being a dark fantasy. I think the
Okay.
best dark fantasy is Berserk. Like,
Which one would you
legitimately.
recommend someone start with? I've never watched anything like in that type of
Not Redo of
Not
Healer.
Redo of Healer.
Berserk is
Okay.
definitely because like Berserk has inspired countless
I'm
other
also more of a
properties.
I watch anime, but I don't read manga like ever.
Okay, if
So,
don't
know
watch
if
don't
that'll
watch the
change
Berserk anime.
Except
but
the 90s one. 90s one's
The
decent.
90s, I like the 90s one.
The 90s one's decent.
I feel like if you are ever interested in manga, if you start off with Berserk, that's where like the peak of manga is.
Yeah.
If you ever were interested in
Well,
reading manga.
you like Elden Ring, right?
Yeah.
Elden Ring is like that. All that kind of imagery and the scale of the monsters and all that is all very Berserk.
Well,
inspired,
Miyazaki,
yeah.
the creator of the Soul series, has said that his biggest influence was Berserk.
It's
Oh.
it's
I mean,
like,
I have seen the guy with the big sword, which does remind me
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
lot.
which
of
is
like,
which is the I mean
yeah,
you can
the
discuss.
style
Yeah.
looks like it.
Yeah.
Was Elden Ring your game of the
I
year?
Yeah, it was one of my favorites. I think they actually have his sword in the game, or a sword that looks very
Yeah,
similar.
you can get.
That
I
was a
used it
homage.
for ages.
Yeah.
You can dual wield them as well.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, which Guts
Not even
didn't do.
Gus could do that.
Guts didn't dual wield.
You don't get too much benefit from dual wielding the big.
You don't get that much. In fact, it's actually worse. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
But
I
it
feel
looks
like
cool.
It looks cool.
bad.
It looks
It's a statement at
Badass.
that point, you know.
What would you say then is like your like all-time favorite anime that you've seen? Like if you had to pick one.
Oh man, that's.
I know that's a hard question.
Really difficult. And I'm sort of the dude. So I will say my choice wouldn't be based on what I objectively think is the best anime. I don't know the answer for that either.
Yeah.
It would pretty much just be the one I grew up with. 'Cause
Right.
It has the best memories, right?
Yeah.
It'd probably be like Naruto or One Piece because those are the first ones I watched.
Okay.
So it's kind of like, I don't know if they're the best objective anime ever, but
Well, it
because
depends
of the
on
good.
which fan base you ask.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I suppose.
I mean, I
But,
still think, I still think they're both great shows, but One Piece especially, that's still going strong. In fact, One Piece is going stronger than ever after, 20 years
Yeah,
now?
Wano was
Almost
Yeah.
30 now.
Yeah, Wano was fucking insane.
Scared to get to that part. Seems so long.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you, man.
So long.
Yeah, even Joey needs to catch up.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
my One Piece video is just going to be a business class flight review at this point because I am only reading it on flights.
Oh, really?
That's actually what a lot of people.
Yeah, because
a lot of stuff.
Because I just stick a GoPro and I just fucking read it, and then I'm like, all right, cool.
This video is gonna take like 12 years to
and
make.
it's just all going to be flights.
yeah. I don't know why you are doing it all in one video. You could easily like split that up into 7.
I just want to make like just one giant video.
Because like One Piece fans are like kind of like JoJo fans in that
they
like
want anything.
Like as soon as you finish an arc, they're like, "What did you think of that arc? Tell me everything. What is it rank? I need to know."
Yeah, I just want to go through it. Then I'll make a bunch of One Piece content afterwards.
Yeah.
But I want to make one giant One Piece video. I'm like, that is it. Just go to that video if you ever want to hear me talk about One Piece.
I thought about doing that for the JoJo video as well.
Yeah.
But I was like, it's just easy if I just do it all in one big video.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, well, look forward to Connor's video in about 10 years.
It'll be I think it'll come out either late this year or early next year.
Okay.
It's gonna take forever because
You heard it here, guys.
Okay.
I think I've been doing it for like 7 months.
Okay, let's get an update. Where you're at right now?
I'm at halfway, nearly.
Halfway.
Nearly halfway.
Arc?
Which arc?
Thriller
Thriller
Bark.
Bark. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Well, that one wasn't my favorite arc, personally.
It was alright.
It was alright. It was alright.
It wasn't my favorite because I don't want to say too much.
Yeah, well, I don't want to hear anything. I'm trying my best not to talk about it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm enjoying it. I'll just say that much.
Okay.
That's good.
I'll save it for the video.
Yeah, we'll save it for.
Hyping up this video like Jesus Christ, like the second coming of Christ himself.
Another year.
Yeah, another year of hyping it up and nothing saying I'm not going to talk about it.
And then it's going to come out.
Yeah.
This year.
Well, maybe next year. We'll see how it
Oh,
goes.
wait, he's backpedaling.
Yeah. Just don't like CD Projekt Red that shit. You know?
Yeah. Sorry, guys, we're delaying the video 1 week.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
So did you watch all of Naruto then? Or did you read the manga at some point?
So I watched up to most of Shippuden.
Yeah.
And that was most of it.
Okay,
that
so
I
was it like did you get to the 4th Ninja War arc at all? Because that's when I started.
I don't know if I did, because so I watched a lot when I was like really, really young, and I'd go to so the anime wasn't so big back then.
Yeah.
What would happen is you would buy ripped, burned CDs from the local scuffed DVD store. And my uncle owned the store, and that's where I would get it from. And I would get like Naruto episode 1 to 10, super late, by the way. Like you wouldn't see it weekly.
Yeah.
And I just watched the original Naruto way back in the day.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. That's very similar to how I first started Naruto. Actually, I bought my first purchase with anime was on eBay, and I thought I was getting an official DVD. No, it was just burnt DVDs.
Just a random burnt.
Yeah, it was
Guy
random
wrote on
burnt
it with
DVDs.
a Sharpie.
Yes,
Mine
someone
was
wrote
like
on a Sharpie.
Naruto 1 to 10.
It was just
yeah.
a CD folder with burnt CDs on it, and that's how I got. That's how I got into anime.
I'd rather that than subscribe to Peacock streaming. I'll say that much.
Same.
I'd rather that than like sub Espanol part 8 on YouTube.
Wait,
you know?
I used to watch that on YouTube because for some reason, they wouldn't get mad at the Spanish subbed ones. For some reason. I don't know why
Those
that
were
was
the only ones that existed to YouTube. Like,
Wait,
survived.
How could you read the subs?
You kind of couldn't, but you would sometimes they would have the added captions.
Oh.
Or someone in the comments. But I did take Spanish in high school, so I could sort of understand some.
Okay.
But a lot of times it was just like, just see what happens, and you can kind of tell from the pictures.
There's a lot of Spanish in California. A lot of Spanish. Like you just see Spanish everywhere.
Yeah.
Spanish TV.
It's quite common, like at least in LA.
Yeah.
Every school would be like, well, at least my school would be like, you have to learn a foreign language. We recommend Spanish because there's a lot of Spanish.
Right. That makes sense.
That makes sense.
I mean, for us it was French mostly. I took Spanish in high school as well. Though I've forgotten all of it. So completely useless to me right now.
Yeah.
Did you have to do anything in Australian? Like, what's on the Australian curriculum?
So it depends on the school, but my school only offered one language, and it was Japanese.
Well, that's awfully lucky.
And I'm like, well,
perfect
easy
school.
curriculum for me then.
That's awfully.
I literally sat
That's
back.
so strange. Really?
Yeah,
so
it was
crazy,
only
though.
Japanese, and it's like, I mean, again, it depends on the school because like a lot of like the other schools in the area were offering like the standard like Spanish and French and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, but for some reason our school was like only Japanese. And I was like, okay. So I would just sit in the back of the class and, they'd be teaching them like standard like, IU and like hiragana and stuff. And it's like, I was just sitting in the back of the classroom. Just
I can't
playing
believe the
on my
teachers
DS,
like made you turn up to that.
I had to turn up to it because it was in year 8. It was a compulsory subject.
Guy speaks better than the teacher.
I had
He's
moments.
like, I did.
I literally had moments where the teacher would be teaching me something, would teaching the class something, and then just every now and then be like, "That was correct, right, Joey?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it was correct." I'm like, "I'm getting paid for this, right?"
You're like, yes, goes back to playing like Final Fantasy or something.
Yeah, I was just playing on my DS the whole time. I'm like, it was great.
You guys got another recording today.
Yep.
You guys are gonna be absolutely juiced, packed up, because you got someone coming soon, right?
Yeah.
I think. Well, Hassan's almost here. I think.
Yeah. Sounds.
If he ended his stream, he's on the way here.
Okay. All right.
An absolute workaholic. There's no chance he's dawdling around somewhere.
Okay.
Kind of a little worrying, but you know.
Some streamers just like that. They've just min-maxed.
He gets to where he is by working like that.
Yeah.
I respect it.
I couldn't imagine. I'm glad to be a
6 a.m. every
YouTuber.
day.
Yeah. That's why I could never be a Twitch streamer.
Oh, I went to a YouTube summit thing
Right.
that I was invited to because YouTube contracted me.
Yeah.
And like I think we were the only few streaming is not huge on YouTube.
Yeah.
Compared to Twitch. So like I went there and I noticed the biggest difference between talking to streamers and YouTubers. They actually take breaks. Like I feel like for me, I'm taking like 8 days off streaming.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane. Like nobody does that.
Yeah.
It's just crazy to do that. Usually I'll take 1 day off, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe 1 day off a week.
Is that why you haven't? Is this why this is the first time you've traveled outside the country?
Well, that's just because I didn't have a passport and I never found a reason to.
Oh,
But yeah, I
okay.
feel like streamers don't take many days off.
Yeah, it's because you
Then-
can't. You are
Yeah.
are like locked in that grind. Because I mean, I've like tried several parts to like try streaming more, and then I realized if I just take like 1 week break, your viewership just halves. Like
It's not good
immediately.
for that, and you lose a lot of your subs. It's a lot of your revenue too.
Yeah.
So it's just bad all. Viewership down, revenue down, everything down.
Yeah.
And also you just know you're not, because like I know a lot of streamers when I talk to them, they're like, when I have the stream on, money's going up. I'm making money.
Yeah.
So it's very easy to be like, why am I not doing that?
Why am I not monetizing this?
Yeah,
right
like
now?
I can turn this on and
Yeah.
I get paid and I got bills to pay, everything.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's very easy for streamers to just be like, oh, I could do that today and make certain amount of money. Like I know some people who will be like, I make this amount of money every day.
Yeah.
And if they take a day off, they'll be like, I just lost some amount of money, like, and they'll just feel bad about it and it'll bother them. I think it's hard to like get away from the mindset. But it's definitely-
I find it's a really unhealthy mindset, and I feel
for
like
sure.
that's why. Yes.
The man is outside.
Hassan's outside.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
And
not
I feel
great.
like that's why it's so easy just to get caught in like streamer burnout. I feel like is way more prevalent than
Extremely
YouTuber
common,
burnout
yeah.
because even taking a day off, you feel super.
A lot of YouTubers that I met there, like, I make a video every few months, and then the rest of the time I'm doing whatever. And I'm like, oh wow, that's pretty nice.
Like I've gone down to like a video or at most 2 videos like a month, and I'm like, yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah. Hey, have you guys met Michael before?
Reeves?
Yeah. He'll make a video maybe once a year.
Yeah. He does
He's doing great.
But
Yeah,
every
he's doing
video is a fucking banger, man.
Yeah.
You know, and his views.
very hard on it.
Every time he uploads a video, views are always banging. It's always a banging video. You know, really respect him as a content creator.
He's one of the content creators. I watch every video he makes.
Yeah,
Which is a low
exactly.
effort commitment because it's once a year.
It's like Christmas.
Yeah, exactly.
I love his videos though, for sure.
Yeah, Michael Reeves.
Oh.
Yeah. What'd you do on holiday? You take a break. What'd you do?
You don't take breaks.
Yeah, you
Yo,
don't
he's
exactly,
always always live.
Yeah, that's why I'm
I mean,
asking.
most
He's
streamers are. I mean, I'm not as bad as Azan.
Yeah.
Say that. I do think moving to YouTube helped a lot.
Right.
Now I get paid. Like can't say too much, obviously. But
Yeah.
now I get paid no matter what. Like
Yeah.
I'll make enough where I don't have to be like, I'm not streaming this day. I'm not making this money that I might need it for something. Or something.
Right.
So I think moving to YouTube let me do a lot of things where I can be like, I don't have to stream this day. I still got to do it. Like you still feel it, but it's like.
Do you count this as a holiday at all?
I'd like to, but my body's telling me otherwise because we've been getting up at like 6 a.m. every day, going out IRL streaming every day. We come back. You saw us at that dinner. Ray was like falling asleep.
Yeah.
Like Hassan's still kind of alive because he was hopped up on coffee and stuff. Like the rest of us are like, guys, Yeah, I can't wait to go back after eating.
Yeah,
Ray's
yeah.
like, if I drink a sip of alcohol, I'm gonna KO. Like, I'm so tired. It was, yeah, so it's like, sort of, yeah, I mean, it definitely was fun. I enjoyed it.
Do you want to travel more at all? Like,
I want to come back to Japan, actually.
Oh,
I feel
hell
like there's
yeah.
so much we didn't get to do.
Oh,
yeah, you're here for such a short time. You should definitely come back and try.
And we missed our first day because of the delays and all
Right,
that.
right. So you missed out on quite a lot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you've spent all the time in Tokyo, and rightly so. There's enough to do to like put your time in just purely Tokyo, but there's so much of Japan that's interesting as well.
And you feel like there's stuff to do.
Huh?
Compared to like LA, there's stuff to do.
Oh yeah,
go around and do things.
Well, there's stuff to do as well in like close proximity to everything. Right?
Yeah, that you can just go to. And
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, I could like go somewhere new every week.
Yeah.
Like if you lived here, for example. Right?
Yeah.
You could
Yeah.
work and stuff, and then every weekend or something. I don't know. Maybe not weekends. Usually, so this is a pro content creator tip.
Yeah.
Just don't go out on the weekends because that's
Yep.
when all the regular people go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Always go out on like a weekday. When
Yeah.
like on a Monday
This
afternoon.
is my first week doing content creation.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe it, but a lot of people like are just. We were booking a vacation in Big Bear.
Yeah.
Recently, we just got it a weekend instinctively because that's normally what you do.
Yeah.
There's so much traffic. I didn't even get to ski because it was packed. And I was like, guys, why did we come here?
On a weekend, when
we all
yeah.
could have just showed up at any time, like on a Monday at midnight, and like absolutely had no one to, you know, like be crowded with.
I think the only thing that happens when you, I guess, maybe I noticed when you become a bigger influencer or whatever you want to call it, you still kind of do have this weird notion of weekends are kind of a bit more free because more often than not, maybe your agent is trying to contact you throughout the week and you say like, hey, I got this deal. You should.
Oh man, let me tell you, I'm the least.
I believe that. I believe it.
All my friends have like assistants. They have like teams.
Yeah.
I'm just the dude who just plays games. So I'm very not very professional.
Yeah.
This is so funny because when I was talking to YouTube about them buying me,
Yeah.
I was
Buying
like,
They own you.
Purchasing me.
You know what I mean, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
And then I was just like, yeah, I don't really have. They're like, so do you have any crazy plans coming up? And I'm like, nah, I'm probably just gonna keep playing games. And they're like, okay. Do you want any help doing things? And I'm like, no, I was just gonna play some more Among Us and like some other games. And they're like, okay, what kind of content do you want to make? And I was like, I'm just gonna play games with my friends. And then I don't know if that hurt my negotiation at all, but
Right.
I'm definitely like not as, you know, professional. I don't know what you would call it. I'm not like a real content creator.
You just go with the flow, right?
Yeah,
I
going
kind of
with-
just played games.
Maybe
had
some would
fun.
argue that makes you even a realer content creator because you're less
Maybe.
of a
Wow,
business.
you are so nice, Connor.
I don't know about that. Just wait. We gotta have more food and drinks. And then
Okay.
We got to bring the
I'm
real
kidding, I'm
side.
kidding, I'm kidding.
No,
Bring the
wait,
real
I mean,
Connor
I'm being
Mouse
nice
is
now, but-
Mouse
yeah.
always says nice things about you.
No, I'm terrible. I'm
Well,
terrible.
no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No, that's true. That's true.
He does. Everybody does, actually.
Yeah, I've definitely been enjoying my weekends more. I've had to learn as a content creator how to enjoy my weekends. No, it's
true.
Genuinely, when you first start, you're like, I can work any day and then take a break any day. But the point is, I feel still like it feels weird taking breaks on weekdays, you know, because everyone else is grinding, and you just feel like I could be working right now because everyone else is working. You see like the messages from your agency and people are still in the office, and you just like doesn't feel like a proper break, but. Especially like you know making friends who aren't content creators as well, especially and hang out with them. I've learned to appreciate my weekends more because it feels like nobody's working now, so I don't feel guilty for not working as well.
I think even just seeing messages about work can sometimes drag you back into that kind of work mindset.
definitely.
So it like kind of ruins if you had a good vibe going on. Like, damn it, I gotta stop what I'm doing to reply to
I'm
an
gonna
email.
pause this game and reply to this
sake.
email. Fuck. Yeah.
The game is the work.
Yeah.
Well, for you,
Do you ever game off stream?
Oh, all the time.
Oh, really?
I
You're just addicted?
like playing games. I do think the biggest thing that stops me from ultra streaming is just my voice gets tired. So I typically stream 6 to 8 hours every day. It's a lot of talking.
A lot of talking.
So at some point, like, I physically will, like, there was a time where I just lost my voice. And, like, I was like, I've just been talking too much.
Yeah.
I think it's like,
I love that's where you draw the line.
yeah, like when you just can't, and I'll still be playing the same game off stream. I just can't talk. I feel like it's like Disneyland.
Yeah,
when
so do you
stand
have
up.
games that you play on stream or games you play off stream, or is it always the same game?
Usually the same, actually.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes there's a few games I just play off stream because, like,
Maybe it's not fit for stream or something.
Yeah, like if I can't talk while playing, like if I have to focus a lot,
Yeah.
I feel bad if I'm not talking because it's like
Yeah.
that's the point of the stream, kind of.
Yeah, for sure.
So it does depend on the game. There's
Damn,
definitely some games where
you're a more truer gamer than Connor is, man.
I mean, I just play TFT off stream because no one
I
wants
play
to
that
watch.
off stream too.
Because no one wants to watch you play
Yeah,
TFT.
and I just don't know what to talk about. I can't be like, yo guys, I'm rolling the best. You know, like it's hard to like be excited and nothing crazy happens.
Yeah, it's also like a lot of information being taken in if you don't know it, and it makes no sense.
And a lot of backseating.
So much backseating from
which
chat.
makes it, you know, a struggle, a bit of a struggle.
Yeah, there's some games that are just awful at backseating.
Yeah, chess is bad.
Oh my god, I remember trying to play chess.
Chess is so bad on
my
stream.
elo like reduced by 200 messages. Sorry, 200 points just by streaming it.
Unironically, I believe I was a 100 elo chess player because well, first of all, I only did the bong cloud because I thought it was funny, and throw that in with the fact I'm actually just bad at the game, and it was an absolute disaster. Connor's pretty good.
No, I'm not as good as Gaunt as I've lost.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he lost to Gaunt.
Yeah.
Like once, or I mean,
Well,
like,
when it mattered, twice.
Yeah, the one time when it mattered.
What does this mean?
We had a tournament. We had a tournament, and I lost. So it's a shame. I try not to relive.
But it's okay. He won at the chess boxing.
I did beat
That's
Ludwig
all
at
that
chess
matters.
boxing. That was fun.
Slapping. Were you ready for that? You looked kind of surprised.
Well, I didn't know until like 3 hours before.
Oh, I
So
mean,
was-
when he slapped you.
Oh.
I thought you maybe thought he wasn't gonna like actually.
No,
hit
no,
you hard.
I don't know. I think I knew it was going to happen. I just, I guess you don't know. How can you prepare for a slap?
If you were hitting him first, would you have gone easy? Like,
I don't know.
I feel like I definitely would have. If I was there and I was against my friend, I'd be like, "Nah, we're not doing this for real, right,
Yeah.
guys?"
I feel-
And I'd be like,
I don't
"Oh,
know.
there you go," and then.
I feel like we think the same on a lot of things, so I kind of just knew telepathically with him. I was like, all right, I know how hard we're going. So
and it was very hard.
It wasn't that hard, I think. I have a video that is out right now where I got slapped by muscle girls, and they definitely went way harder.
Probably buffer than Ludwig, I bet.
Most certainly buffer than Ludwig.
Oh, wait,
I mean,
was
they-
that the there's like a muscle girl bar.
yeah, it was that one. Yeah. 18 of them beat me up.
You got what? Would they just line up? 18 of them just
Yeah,
walk
yeah,
by
18 of
smacking
them,
you?
yeah.
He's got dog piled by.
I did.
How did you come across this? Like, did you just walked in? You're like, "Excuse me, could you all slap me?" Like,
You can pay for that normally, yeah. If you're
you
a normal.
pay them to slap.
Oh,
Man,
I
Japan
didn't.
is an interesting place.
Oh, yeah, you
Dude,
can
like,
pay.
some guys are into that.
Yeah.
Well, that's a
Guys
lot of
love
the
that
customers that go. They love
Yeah.
being slapped.
Yeah, there's so many weird bars here that you can pay for weird
That's-
services.
Would you like to be slapped by a muscle girl, or is that not really your thing?
Probably not. No, I can't imagine.
You should try. We should see
Especially
if it's.
if I have to pay money.
Well,
Dude,
it's-
don't knock until you try it.
It feels more. I mean, it feels
Yeah,
more clean if you pay for money for it, right? It feels like I've done something wrong if I got slapped normally. But if I pay money, it's
Yeah.
like it's a transaction. I did not pay money for it though. At least.
a
So you
service
did
you're
something.
paying for.
So it felt good because it's free still. Though.
I was like, I'm getting a steal and I'm getting content. But the slapping part was the worst part of the whole transaction.
How much would it cost? Like, is it like $10 a slap?
I think it was $30.
$30 for a slap.
I
And you
think
got
it was.
18 of them.
Yeah, I
They
guess
just
so.
gave you like 600 smackas worth.
That's good
of
math,
Value.
damn.
Yeah,
That's-
yeah.
Damn.
Well, nearly. I mean, just
No,
under.
you're close enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bargain.
Good value for money.
That's what I thought when I was getting beaten up. I was like, this is great value
You're
for
like
money.
dying on the floor. You're like, yo, I'm getting my money. This is great. It's got like $600.
Can't say I don't like a deal though.
Yeah, this is better than designer clothing.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's just like, actually, I don't get paid in money anymore. Just pay me in slaps. That's my currency
There
now.
was like a part of me for a brief second that got it until I got slapped a second time and I was like, I don't get it anymore. And I was like, this is just hurt. But for the first slap, I was like, I see. I see what this.
I'm like quarter chomp.
Yeah.
No. It wasn't chump, but I kind of got the appeal of you just a woman just hitting you. I was like, I kind of got it for a brief second until it actually started hurting, and I was like, no more of this.
That was the
Stop.
serotonin talking.
Stop. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Do
your
you
body
guys
was just-
also enjoy the slapping? Or
No,
am
I'm
I-
good.
Slapping.
Because
I'm
I'm making the weirdest
I'm
face.
definitely,
I'm good.
I definitely have a little bit of masochistic traits. There's part of me that does like get it, like a little, you know, when you
I
get.
think everyone does secretly.
Yeah, just not.
He's like, no, he's not.
It's a different levels, right?
I like it. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
You want to try a little bit?
No, no,
Yeah,
no,
smack me a little bit.
no,
Light,
no,
light,
no,
if
no,
you
no,
do it.
no, no. I don't want to. I don't want to. No, I can't. Joey will do it.
Wait, actually?
It's a hate crime if I do it. He can do it.
Better. I feel like I know of the three guys here, I know you the best. So I feel like
No, I don't want to. I don't want
Also,
to.
I have rings on, so I'm gonna hurt him.
Take the rings off.
Oh my god.
Take the ring.
Okay, you don't
Slowly
have to.
take them
I
off.
just thought it'd be funny.
I don't want to slap you.
Well, it's not hard. You're not.
I can't hold back.
hurting
It's not possible. I'm competitive.
What?
I'm competitive. I'd go for the kill. I can't.
Ken Pachi from Bleach.
I'd slap you full pound glove. That was only 10%.
Oh my god.
Like
Wait,
Shaggy.
was the dude from Yu Yu Hakusho?
Yu Yu Hakusho?
Yeah. I pronounce things wrong on purpose.
Okay. I that you did.
Thing, yeah.
Yeah, no, but yeah, there's a lot of weird services you can get here in Japan. I don't get
Have
the
you
slapping.
partaken in them outside? So he's got a weird slap.
Outside of work,
He has a wife that's super
Which one did you enjoy the most of the weird?
None of
services
them.
you've done?
None of them.
Which one,
I've-
like, did you dislike the least? Like, which
Oh, that's
one
good.
would you
Good way of
dislike
framing
the
it.
least?
You know, if you had to do one, right? Again, and you're like, I'm gonna not hate this one.
Dislike the least. Okay,
yeah.
so there's two. Out of everything my wife has forced me to do, this is gonna sound so bad, right? Because either option is bad, but the one I dislike the least out of everything she's forced me to do is probably getting whipped, and that is.
Because you like the pain. Because the pain is not bad.
You know what? Because okay. Here's what she forced me to do.
I have a weird question. Did your
Okay.
wife do it to you, or did she make someone else do it?
She
to you?
made someone else do it to me.
That's crazy. But okay.
Well, you
no,
paid
keep
for
going.
it.
Keep going with the
They
story.
paid
Yeah,
for it.
okay. So out of everything,
did she watch?
Yeah, she was there. So
Wow,
like
you and your wife are very. Keep
we
going.
went,
Yeah, keep going
we
with
went
the
to this
story.
bar. We went to this bar.
Okay.
And I was like, my wife covers a lot of like weird bars, so she was like, pick a bar that we're gonna film a video in together.
Whipping bar.
Yeah. So I
yeah,
picked.
we got the whipping bar.
Yeah, so I picked what I thought was the most family-friendly sounding bar. It was a steampunk bar. I was like, great, steampunk. I love steampunk. I've seen Arcane, you know.
Steampunk famous for their whipping.
Yeah, Full Metal Alchemist. I was like, what's the worst thing that could happen at this bar? And so there were a few like punishment games that you could pay for at this bar, and I thought they were just going to be a very, very strong drink or something.
Right.
So the first punishment was labeled milk, right? So I was like, oh, it's just going to be like
Like the gallon of milk challenge. You drink.
Yeah,
a lot of
it's
milk
just gonna
until
be
you
like
throw up?
they spike some milk with alcohol or something.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be
That does sound kind of gross.
Yeah,
Milk and alcohol.
Yeah,
sounds
but it was like a punishment that I was like, okay, I'll do it for the content. It wasn't alcoholic milk. So the first thing they did was they go to the back room, and the first thing they emerge out with is a bib and a baby bottle. And I'm like, where is this going right now?
Okay.
And so they get you to go on your knees, and they put the bib on you, and then you have to make baby noises. And then
your wife made you go to this
and filmed it.
We know who wears the pants in the relationship.
I'm so sorry for
it's okay. It's okay. I feel that pain. And,
I mean, it birthed an amazing meme.
and then
so.
then they feed you through the baby bottle, and that was one of the most embarrassing experiences
That
of my
was
life.
worse than the
Obviously,
whipping.
steampunk.
Yeah. Honestly, between that and getting whipped, I'd pick getting whipped.
I'd get whipped too. Yeah,
Yeah, I would get
that
whipped.
just sounds absolutely degrading. Oh my god! And the craziest thing is, your wife wanted you to do this.
Yeah, my
And she paid for it.
yeah.
She paid for it.
My wife paid for it. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
you know,
great content,
sometimes you gotta be the
right, yeah.
boyfriend
She
text.
just watched you do it. Did she get a kick out? I mean,
Okay, so she did a punishment as well, which wasn't as bad as mine. It was like I feel like she knew what she was doing. She was like, you can get the milk one. That sounds like the tame
yeah,
one.
that doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah, that doesn't sound too
Baby
bad.
bottle in
Yeah.
the-
Meanwhile, she was like, she got a fake interrogation with, and then she was in like a fake interrogation, and the barmaids were like faking like a really, really harsh interrogation, and then they had like a syringe full of alcohol which they like kind of like forced her to drink. That was easy.
That almost sounds like exciting.
Yeah, exactly. Right, exactly.
Compared to the strange
Check off
baby
that
bottle,
one.
the strange baby bottle with the whipping and the noises.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So that's what you can look forward to when you come to
next
Japan
time you're in
next.
Japan.
Next time you're in Japan.
Yeah, so if you were to recommend me a strange experience, it'd be the whipping. Or
Okay, honestly,
Whatever you're into. Bro.
whatever you're into.
I don't think I'm into anything, but like I don't know. I just
You don't
feel
know
like
until you try.
Yeah.
So you
Don't
should
knock
go
it
to
till
I
the.
feel like you have the purest mind, and we could really just taint that so
Yeah.
easily.
Yeah.
Just
Go to the Muscle
have
Guild
you
bar.
done any of these weird?
I've done some weird
Have you
stuff.
been whipped?
No, I haven't. I worked in a strip club here for a while.
You worked in it.
Well, for like an hour or two.
You stripped.
Yeah, not very well. I didn't make a lot of money.
Oh my God!
It's on YouTube. You can watch it.
Is that's allowed on YouTube?
A lot of it isn't, so I blurred a lot of it.
Yeah.
but
Okay.
yeah, they were nice. It was a good fun time.
Wow. Okay. All right. Now tell me your crazy story. He's dressed up as a baby, gotten whipped. He's been a stripper.
Have you seen Violet Evergarden? The anime?
No, but the music's amazing in that.
Yeah, you know about it though, right?
Yeah, I know the general.
So
like,
I
idea
watched
for it.
a porn star dressed up as Violet from Violet Evergarden get DP'd, and I put it on YouTube.
What? Like in live?
No, it's not on the video.
No, it's not on the video.
No, I mean like you were there in the room.
I was there. I made eye contact with her.
That is so strange.
Yeah.
That's a thing. You just pay, what? You just paid money and just walked in?
No, I got it for free.
You just doing
yeah,
a video
but like
about it.
somebody
I
could
did a
just
video
walk
about it.
in. And
No,
like,
No. So I did like a behind the scenes of a porn studio.
Yeah, with your followers there, if you want to, it should be fine.
Yeah,
I'm sure if you tell them
I
it's
was
for-
just shocked that that's a thing.
I'm kidding. I know. I'm
The guy
kidding.
was
No, I
like,
had
yeah,
to ask
come on
permission,
in.
obviously. Yeah.
Well,
but-
yeah, but I mean, like, I just.
Yeah, you just turned up.
I was just like, so I heard you're doing a
So my
violent.
question for you is, where did you come up with this idea? You talked to your team and you're like, guys, I really want to see this happen.
No, we
Can I
have
jump
a
in the back
we
of
have a mutual friend who used to be a Japanese porn star, and she got me the roots.
Yeah.
She got
Oh,
good
okay.
connection.
So I was
And
just
she was like,
wondering
"Are
if-
you interested?" And
yeah,
I'm like,
I was more wondering if it was your
Okay.
idea, and you're like, man, I gotta see this happen.
It was not
Yeah.
my
I'm gonna go
idea.
look for it. I'm getting my team on it. They're gonna find. They're gonna find.
Look
a
for
studio.
where they're filming
Get
this
me in
right now.
Violet
Yeah.
Evergarden's my favorite.
Well, I must say,
man.
after that, it
Yeah.
no longer became my favorite show.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
You guys are crazy.
No,
I mean,
little
it's
bit.
like as
Japan.
soon
It's Japan,
once you
man.
realize, as soon as you get in contact with one of these bars or one of these like weird places, a lot of them know each other. So a
Yeah.
lot of them will recommend you to go to other places as well because they're really, really well connected. So you want to make a good impression, because if you can make a good impression with one, that just kind of opens the door for literally anything in Japan.
This country is just a treasure trove of content. Man.
Yeah,
Hey,
we're
stuff.
very sorry for
Der Schatten
tainting
war
your
bei
innocent
unseren
mind. I
Brüdern
feel very, very bad right now.
I mean, I'll probably never see this stuff. I guess.
Yeah.
Unless you are.
I mean, I don't even think I'd be able to find it if I. Well, I haven't even been able to get around for the most part. I've always been like, hey, can you help me get around?
Yeah.
Like, when I came here, I got March to just be. I was like, March, call the thing, and I'll just
Yeah.
get in, and they'll drop me off, right? And he's like, yeah, I can do that. I'm just like, okay. Gotten lost on the train system a couple times.
Yep.
So
As you do.
Yeah.
that's a whole thing. And I haven't gotten on a
You'll be a
train
pro next
that
time.
goes the opposite direction yet.
Yeah.
So that I haven't
That's
gotten
good.
that
A lot of
lost.
people
I still do that.
Yeah, a
So-
lot of times I have gone to like the wrong tunnel.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah, that can happen.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure next time they'll have much more.
Yeah.
And,
Thank you
thanks so
very
much for coming on.
coming on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun. Thanks, guys.
Also,
yeah.
I mean, obviously, go check out Sykkuno stuff. Links in the description. And hey, look at all these patrons. You see all of these?
those
They're
patrons.
just
Patron.
flying
are we
through.
Which one?
behind the paywall
Which?
stuff?
No, we
No,
don't do
no,
paywall.
no,
We don't do
no.
paywall.
Paywall.
No.
Point to your
It's
favorite
done.
patron. It's on the screen right now.
Yeah.
Oh, but if you did, you would. It's
Get
on the
more
screen?
patron. Well, yeah, there's a patron right on the screen right now.
Yeah,
People.
they're all there.
Yeah.
Look at them all.
It's the one you like.
Yo, is that Iron Mouse?
Maybe we'll take you to one of the bars and put that behind a paywall.
Yeah.
Okay.
He sounds excited.
I'll do it if Connor does it. It's-
Why do I have to go?
I'll just feel more comfortable if
All
someone
right,
else
fine,
does it.
fine,
This guy's
fine.
already crazy, so this guy will pretend to be a baby. I won't feel as awkward.
Goo goo gaga.
Getting slapped by 18 buff women isn't crazy anymore? Okay.
Well, he was just standing there taking it.
Yeah, you won
You were
it somehow.
actively
It was like a JoJo fight for me. I was like,
I was just being a good husband, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's right.
That's what they all will say. Yeah, but hey, if you like
He
to
didn't
support
want to be there. He didn't want to
Yeah,
be
he didn't
there.
want
He
to be
just
there.
had to.
Yeah.
Would you go again? No, I'm kidding.
But hey, if you'd like to support the show, then go over to our Patreon, patreon.com/trashtaste. Also follow us on Twitter, send us some memes on the subreddit, and if you hate our face, listen to us on Spotify.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Yeah, Trash
Yes.
Taste. Bye.
Which camera? There's like 3 cameras.
Middle
Wait for
one,
all
that
of
one.
them.
Bye.
Bitte, ihr müsst die anderen retten, bevor Domina sie opfert.
Ich bin außer Reichweite. Das ist so weit entfernt.
Hardware style. The music that speaks to your innermost being.
One man must use a unique gift
way and transform his destiny through a world of magic. Through a world of magic. One man must use a unique gift to find his way and transform his destiny through a world of magic.
I've lost myself along with everyone else, and now the safest place is here in my head. Well, I can rest on my own to survive, but I'm wishing I was dead.
The Force will be with you, always.
Let's make the most of the night like we're gonna die young. Into the beat of drums. All that shame that you can't hear me from the walls. So while you're here where you are, let's make the most of the night like we're gonna die young. We're gonna die young. We're gonna die young. Let's make the most of the night like we're gonna die.
This mix is Vile Hack.
Thank you. were on TV, just like in Pokemon. You'd be a Pika girl in the Poke world. Yes, life would be so fun. I'd be a trainer boy and I would make the choice to go and search for you. I'd throw my Pokeball and I would catch them all. You'd be my Pikachu. You're my Pika girl in the Poke world. Oh, I want a gym badge, but you want my heart. Pika girl in the Poke world, and now that I got you, we're getting apart. Pokeball in my life, so okay for you. You're my Pika girl in the Poke world, just like a Pokemon. Pokeball in my life, so okay for you. You're my Pika girl in the Poke world, just like a Pokemon.
Monster kill.
I pledge allegiance to the bag that we obtained by selling that loud pack. In true shiesty we trust, never mess with a lame bitch, never fuck with a trifling hoe. As a boogie once said, money over everything. In liberty and justice for all, trappers around the United States.
Die Drachen
speaks to your innermost being. One man must use a unique gift to find his way and transform his destiny through a world of magic. Through a world of magic. One man must use a unique gift to find his way and transform his destiny through a world of magic.
I've lost myself along with everyone else, and now the safest place is here in my head. Well, I can rest on my own to survive, but I'm wishing I was dead.
The Force will be with you, always.
Let's make the most of the night like we're gonna die young. Let's make the most of the night like we're gonna die young. Heartbeat to the beat of the drums. All that say that you can't hear us on the wall. So all you hear are your lungs. Let's make the most of the night like we're gonna die young. We're gonna die young. We're gonna die young. Let's make the most of the night like we're gonna die.
Grüße. Ich werde euch bei den Vorbereitungen für die Dracheninseln helfen. Wir treffen uns am Setting, sobald ihr die zukünftigen Mitglieder unserer Expedition versammelt habt.
I know this pretty red girl always thinks about her, and when she says hi to me, but if I come back to me, and when I see her dancing, wanna take a chance and get in a little closer, and maybe get to know her. Fuck yeah.
Was für eine Gelegenheit. Denkt nur an all die wundersamen Relikte der Drachenschwärme. Ich werde die weisesten Gelehrten für unsere Expedition versammeln.
Your heart and make it breathe again. I need to feel your voice, your heart and make it breathe
Holy shit.
I wish that we were on TV, just like in Pokemon. You'd be a Pika girl in the Poke world. Yes, life would be so fun. I'd be a trainer boy and I would make a choice to go and search for you. I'd throw my Pokeball and I would catch them all. You'd be my Pikachu.